Welcome back to another segment of the Brother Peel podcast, your favorite black male show. I am one of your hosts, O'Shea Duke Jackson, and we're glad that you can be with us again on the short show. My man Steve the Dean cannot stay too long tonight, but we wanted to go ahead and knock the show out for you anyway. Tonight's topic is black people dislike the police, but dial 911 anyway. Black people dislike the police, but dial 911 anyway. And so once again, I want to just introduce myself shortly. My name is O'Shea Duke Jackson. You can find my main channel, O'Shea Duke Jackson, on YouTube. You can also follow my daily lifestyle blog for black men, the website, authority website, www.negroministry.com. And let me introduce, man, one of the greatest, most known but unknown radio personalities in the internet sector in the last 20 years. The living legend himself. He's much better at podcasting than he is at Madden. It's just definitely the truth. But we're glad to have him and all of his experience here. And certainly he's been a great addition to this podcast. My co-host, Steve, the motherfucking Dean Williams. What's up, man?
What's going on, O'Shea? Thank you for having me on the show, guys. The lines are open.
Okay, now see, Steve is such a talented person. He's actually playing Madden right now. I think against some dyslexic 14-year-old or something, maybe in Africa.
My liquor and alcohol is my African juice.
Oh my God! Listen, we gotta talk, Steve. Typically, we have fun shows, and it may be a fun show, but this is a very important topic, especially within Black communities. Black people having some sort of ill will against the police. We talked about this on the previous show. It's not a new topic to the Brother Peel, but what we see with, and to be fair, Black people have been targeted by the police. Black people have been. There's some feedback. I don't know if it's on your end, but do you hear it?
Is it gone?
It's going down. Yes. Black people have been targeted by the police. Black people have been historically treated bad by police officers. This we can prove. But in today's day and age, I would at least argue to say things have gotten tremendously better due to cameras and police being more cautious of losing their jobs. We still have situations here and there. But Black people still say that fuck the police. We hate the police. Do you think that Black people should still have a hatred for the police based off of previous experiences in this country?
No, absolutely not. We have a call. You have a call as well. No, they should not, O'Shea. And the reason why they shouldn't is because what happens to you in Poland has nothing to do with my fucking ass over here in Texas. So if something happens to you, I really don't give a fuck because it has nothing to do with me. Now, again, I'm not saying that you're not at fault or you are. I need to know the situation, but even knowing the situation, I cannot judge a whole group of people based off of an incident that has happened to you.
Okay, well, see, now I understand that you're talking about on an individual level. Me personally, now I'm a person that I am a conservative. I'm a moderate conservative, meaning that I do believe that Black people, at this particular point, can solve their own problems. But I have been mistreated by the police officer without even really doing, certain things wrong. I've had mistaken identities. I've been put in the back of cars. I've been, you look like somebody that's, you look like somebody here. They'll stop you and fuck with you. This has happened to me personally.
Okay.
So, no, I don't hold any ill will against the police. I kind of accept it that as a Black man, certain ideas or certain places, this is what you may go through. But there are Black men and Black people who are mistreated by police officers. Sometimes a lot of these people are white. It's happened to me for no reason. So, is there a problem with that, Steve?
No, especially when you know how, again, a lot of Black people are lazy when it comes to this because you have rights to, you have a lot of, Black people have more power than they think they have.
Okay.
It's, and I guess we talked about it before. It's the mayor. Is it the mayor or the governor that hires a police chief? I think it's the mayor. I think the mayor hires the police chiefs. Well, you hire the mayor. I mean, and if you want somebody in there that is going to look out for your best interests, then by all means, what you need to do is really honestly and truly learn how to vote and use your power that you have. And even if you have a police officer that is doing wrong to you, you also have the power of suing and taking them to civil court or something. So,
okay, well here's a certain situations that blacks are gonna point to. Okay, this brother that was in Minnesota, Philando Castile. Okay, Philando Castile. This is a very questionable case. Philando Castile, very questionable case. Now, the police officer was not white; he was Asian, but he was a police officer. It seems to many people, after looking at the footage, this is a situation where he shouldn't have even been killed or anything of this nature. But again, when black people do try to go and get justice for things in the courts, a lot of times these people, they walk off. Now, like in the case of Mike Brown, I can't say for sure. I kind of felt from what I saw about Mike Brown, he's a disrespectful young guy. Definitely saw what he did previously to the cop stopping him, and his friend lied about it. So I can't say for sure there. But even in certain cases like this, where you have people saying that his hands were up, he was still shot. There's no justice for these particular police officers who do blacks wrong. So, Steve, a lot of blacks feel, what's the use to me going to the judicial system when I'm going to lose?
No one says you're going to lose, but again, I'm not here to solve that, because I don't get in trouble, so I wouldn't know what to tell you. So you better save some money up and get a good goddamn lawyer, I guess. Shit, I don't know what to tell you.
So, okay, so what I'm hearing from you is this, Steve. And we'll get to the callers in a minute, but I think a lot of people like to hear the intellectual discussions that me and you have before we take the callers. Because these callers, some of them will come on and be stupid, and some of them will come on and be trolling. So this is what I want to hear from you. Black people say that they hate the police, many of them. You hear them saying, fuck the police. There's even Black Lives Matter people say fuck the police. One thing that I don't like about blacks that have this narrative is if something happens to them, they don't try to police handle situations themselves. They're going around saying the police are corrupt, the police are doing this, the police are that. Now, if a black person who was killed by the police, who was typically a criminal, if that black person robs them, guess what they do? They call the police on that particular black person. So this is why I don't get around a lot of blacks. Why are they the same people to say, fuck the police? In the same breath, they're the same group of people who call the police a lot.
Because they're just a lost group of people. Again, the sad thing is a lot of this behavior is taught behavior from generation to generation. They want to use the police as an excuse for the shit that they're not doing right. But with that being said, if Pookie and Ray Ray, put a gun to him and try to take something from him, they quick to call the police then. But I don't even know why you even bother. I wouldn't, if I was a cop and they talking shit like that, I wouldn't help nail one of them motherfuckers. But they do, because that's their job, to protect and serve, uphold the law. But again, nobody's saying they are perfect. And like all things, black, white, police officers and firefighters, lawyers, doctors, there's always bad in there. So you can't necessarily say that all are bad. And that's the foolish thing that they do all the time.
Okay, Steve, here's what I want to do real quick. And I've interviewed this particular person. Shout out to Leron Barton, a guy who wrote at the Good Men Project. The Good Men Project is an awesome website for men. It's a really, really great website, owned and operated in the manosphere. It's probably one of the heavyweights in the manosphere. Leron Barton is a black male writer. Hopefully, we're trying to get him on at the Juggernaut. I would love to interview him. He's out of the country right now. But Steve, I just want to read the paragraph here and talk about his article is called "Should Black People Call the Police?" He starts it off by saying, "In life, there are very few guarantees. You'll pay taxes, have to use the restroom, hear a bad rendition of a Stevie Wonder song, and die. If you're black, however, you will have an encounter with the police. It doesn't matter your social status, Lawrence Otis Grant, your age, Tamir Rice, if you're a rich athlete, James Blake, sitting reading a book, Cleveland Lamont Scott, or just walking, Mike Brown. If you're black, there will be a point in your life where you will interact with the law enforcement, whether you want to or not. Due to many of these encounters, African Americans are often arrested, brutalized, and murdered." Now, here's what we want to talk about, something that happened recently this year. On Sunday, June 18th, Charlene Lyles of Seattle was killed by a police officer. What was noteworthy about this shooting is not that Miss Lyles had a knife, but that she called the police to her home for fear of burglary. Miss Lyles requested the Seattle police come to investigate a possible break-in, and she ends up dead. When I read about this, I thought, should we even call the police? Now, he talks about certain situations where black people feel that calling the police for them to help, and let's be honest, black people pay taxes too, no matter, for those of us who work, even if we do live in criminal-minded, in criminal-infested neighborhoods. Blacks have documented that in bad neighborhoods, it takes the police much longer to get to them, even if the police station is in that same neighborhood. You've heard blacks say that they're called to the police. Police come to their homes. The police are very disrespectful and rude to them. In many cases, police have arrested the wrong people or just leave without doing nothing. So what I want to ask you, Steve, and I know you do live in a nice area. You're a very privileged person. You live a very blessed life. For those blacks who are not as lucky as Steve the Dean, do you think that these blacks, is there a possibility in your mindset that they are being mistreated by the system in which they live and pay taxes to?
Everybody is, well, it's not just a black thing. I mean, a lot of people are being mistreated. I mean, I'm not saying that they're not. I mean, there are cases of that going on, but to think that it is the thing that's happening is silly. It's happening, yes, but it's not happening like people are thinking. The scare tactic they're using to make them feel like this is the only thing that's going on every day, all day. So I don't see that, man.
Okay, so let me do this, Steve. We got 95 people watching. We do have Anthony Brian Logan. Anthony Brian Logan, if you would like to jump in on this, you're definitely welcome to do so. We would love your take into this. It's a little bit different podcast than we typically do. If we have people who are, just send a link, you might hop on. Okay, good. If you people want to talk to me and Steve regarding this topic, because we're going to go into a lot of detail while we can, please call 515-605-9373. Shout out to my man, Brandon L. Black women call the police more than black men. We're going to talk about that real quick at some point in the show. But Steve, how many callers do we have in queue?
We have five. We have 5 in the queue, sir.
We have 5 in the queue. What area codes do you have?
78954-216-111 and 510.
Okay, whatever range you want to bring in, Steve, it's up to you.
All right, let's see here. Let's bring in the longest wait. 678. Did you have a question?
Oh, is this me?
Yes, it is. This is you.
You guys hear me?
Yes, we do. Who are you?
Okay, this is Lindsay. Okay, I didn't have a question. I wanted to chime in on what the guy was saying earlier about it not being a situation as far as justice where, oh, you need to just get money and hire an attorney or better representation. That's the part I wanted to chime in on as far as justice go. I don't feel like it should be a situation where justice only works for those who can afford it. That's not how it was supposed to be. So I just kind of feel like that was talking around in circles, or that was talking around the actual issue. There definitely is an issue with police brutality, and more so aimed towards the minority groups, such as our black men. But I just felt like there are times where we as Black people have caused it on ourselves or have aggravated the situation more than it had to be, because I see videos all the time where people just being ignorant, like the girl who got stopped for a tail light and it wasn't her car, and she refused to roll down a window when all she had to do was just roll down a window. He busted out and arrested her, and she was a Black lady. I don't know if you know what video I'm talking about, but it's certain situations like that where I feel like certain actions by the police is justified, but then we have the situations where we've all seen where the police has just shot and killed somebody and they really weren't doing anything. They were on the ground and handcuffed or something like that. But my thing is, I feel like justice shouldn't just be for those who can afford proper representation. Well, that's not how it was supposed to be, and that's the issue that a lot of Black people are having.
Well, unfortunately, majority of the you notice the thing about most of these incidents, the majority of these young men come from single-parent mothers, single-parent homes. And one thing that most single-parent mothers do is they always teach their young kids to always obey authority. And all you get all the time are individuals out there that, again, the Pookies and the Ray Rays make everything bad for everybody else. And they usually come from the single mothers in those areas where the single mother doesn't know how to raise and watch their damn kids. And these little knuckleheads with their pants down, mouth, gold in their mouth, broken ass English, and a fucked up attitude like their mothers, want to go up against a police officer. And again, I'm not saying bad or good, but let's be honest here. The thing about a police officer is every day his life is on the line, and every day he's got to be careful about who he, he's always on guard, because you never know if that traffic stop is going to be a traffic stop where he's going to be harmed or hurt. He's always on a guard all the time. And I'm not making that as an excuse, but the fact that I see what you're saying, but our problem is more than a police officer. It's these Black women teaching these young men to disrespect authority.
Okay, and not just Black women. I agree with what you were saying as far as it's a learned behavior being taught by generation and generation. And I definitely agree that we should start as a whole teaching our kids a little bit more respect for authority, as you're saying. However, I still don't feel like that justifies a lot of the killings that we've had. I do feel like some of the killings could have been avoided if the respect was there on our behalf. However, I just don't feel like it's justified, because we see a lot of incidents where white people are doing the same, acting irate and doing the same things that we'll see Black people doing, and they're not getting killed. They're getting tased, they're getting handcuffed and thrown in the car, but not getting shot and killed.
Right. Well,
so I don't really feel like
you're unfortunately you're making it like this happens every hour on the hour, like it is in Chicago with all the Black on Black crime. It's a shame that y'all have more fear of the police officer than your own. And it's a terrible thing that I can't, as a Black man, being around Black people, I can't even live in Chicago or the west side of Chicago without worrying about my life, thinking that, well, Black people are supposed to be taking care of each other. But as you can see, there are more killings going on with Chicago than there are with police officers with regular pedestrians. And again, they do kill Blacks. Black officers kill Blacks. White officers kill Asians. Asian officers kill whites. So it's not just a way y'all making it. Y'all seem like it's just a white police officer thing. Matter of fact, I've even heard that Black officers do more damage to Black people than white people. They rough them up a little bit more, but that's just here nor there. But again, we're looking at something that are small little incidents. It's not all police officers, but we got a larger problem within our community than a few cops. I'm sorry. Go ahead, O'Shea. Did you have something?
Let me say this. I'm echoing. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're on.
Yeah, I'm echoing though.
Yeah.
Okay, Steve, I agree to your point, but I gotta disagree to a certain degree. Okay. Because yes, these young Black kids of today do not have the respect and do not have the dignity that our forefathers had. You know, we were raised by men, okay? So we understand how to do certain things. But let's look at Black America's greatest times before the welfare state. You want to talk about Black Wall Street? I mean, at this particular time, man, blacks were being terrorized by the police and the Klan even worse times than they are now. And you're talking about blacks who wasn't having their pants all half down in their ass, wasn't single mothers. So black people, regardless of how they acted in this country, have always had some issue with the police departments. You know, marching for their rights. I mean, sick dogs, sick on them. So we can't just say that.
No, well, I'm no. Again, they were look, and that's the sad part about it. There have been black people out there who've been sick by dogs, who've been lynched, who've been murdered back in the day to give us black people the right to do the things that they're not even using advantage of. So when it goes to that, yeah, those black people would have family structures, and all that other stuff. Yeah, it was hard, tough times, and back then, absolutely. But today, they took all those ass whippings. So most of these lazy ass black people can do something with their lives, but they choose not to do shit with it.
Look, I can't disagree with that. What do you have to say about that, Lindsay?
Oh, yeah, I cannot disagree with that either. That's definitely, I feel like our race is the most divided. We are the most divided. And I can go on this, I'll get deep on y'all with the generational, and this is how they wanted us to be. And they said this is going to be like this years ago when we got, what's that guy name? Something Lynch, whatever his last name is.
Lynch.
But I feel like us as a whole, as a race, we are going to have to get educated. We are going to have to learn our research. We are going to have to learn how to use the law and things like that to our advantage, because it was made for us as well. Our problem is I don't want to say we're ignorant, but
you say that. You're allowed to say that.
Right.
You say that. You say ignorant.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people choose to stay ignorant, or choose to just, maybe they just don't know. I wasn't raised that way. I was actually raised in a good family, so I'm not, knocking anybody, but
well, but
we just uneducated.
Well, but think about this for a second. If you're the way you say you are, and then you try to talk to these black people who don't want to listen, you're only gonna do it for so long until you're like, fuck them. Hey, let them go. Because you can't. Ignorance is our problem. Ignorance is our greatest problem with our community. The black people don't want to learn. Now, again, I'm not gonna say all, because you sound like somebody who has a head on their shoulders, and I guess you can kind of see where I'm going at with this. I'm not saying all. I'm not trying to generalize, but what I'm saying is our problem. Right. We are our greatest problem. At one turn, we want to be with the white people. We want all the things equal. But then on another term, we want to be segregated from everybody. We want to have our own stuff. So it's like, what do we want to do here? Do we want all the equal things that white people have and have what white people have? Then all of a sudden want to have our own stuff? I mean, it's just we are our greatest problem. But again, there are blacks out there who say they don't care about certain types of blacks, because they're not going to waste their time talking to a wall or a knucklehead who won't listen.
Yeah, who don't want to listen, who don't want to get it, who don't want to understand, don't want to progress. Absolutely.
But then they're the ones that, but you know how you notice those? They use the word coon. That is their key word. You don't hear white people, Asian people, Spanish people using that word. And again, it's a word, but it's a shame that thinking that calling somebody a name like that is really gonna hurt their feelings. Most coons are rich and successful anyway. So what do they care what they being called? Because most people, think about this, if the rich and successful thought about the people who called them, if they thought like the people that called them coons, they would just be broke and poor with them. So that's the thing. I mean, let's just be honest here.
Right.
O'Shea?
Definitely is.
Yeah. No, I just want to, and Lindsay, we'll thank you. Shout out to Lindsay from the Fountain Legends group.
Thank you,
She
Lindsay.
is very, 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 very attractive. I'm going to get in her inbox tonight. I want to shout out to her. Thank you for calling in, Steve. Let's put her on mute. We'll go to another caller. But Steve, this is what I want to talk about. And this is from, now, you know, I'm a conservative just like you. I don't really trust the Huffington Post. This was written by Julia Craven, and I'll put this article at some point. If you're watching the restream of this, shout out to you. Go into the description link if you're listening to the restream of this, And you can go into the description link and you can get a hold of this article, which says black people are way more likely to be killed by the police than their white peers. This is a study. So black people are 2.8 more times than their white peers to be killed during encounters with the police, according to a study. And I'll talk about this real quick. Now, a working study published by Harvard economist Roland Fryer in July made a bold assertion. White people are more likely to have force used against them by police. It found they are less likely to be shot and killed than white people. In a stunning firing during a month, and 23 of 70 people shot and killed by police were black, according to the police shooting tracker from Washington Post. Fryer didn't adjust for the entire U.S. population and instead stuck to certain racial disparities in certain cities. Okay, but we have a new study released by Drexel by Dr. James Bueller. The paper's author and sole researcher found that black people are 2.8 and 1.7 times more likely to die during encounters with police than white people, respectively. Now, let's look at the sample size. If you guys are interested in statistics, it has to be a pretty good sample size for us to consider to be statistically significant. He examined 2,285 death certificates classified as legal intervention death from 2010 to 2014. 96% of these deaths were caused by firearm, 96% were male, and only 5 of those deceased were under the age of 10. Okay, so we have researchers here who are saying that of all things being equal, Steve,
yes,
if you encounter the police officer and a white person encounters a police officer, same crime, same offense,
yes,
same situation, you are 2.8 times more likely. And I'll link this. Like I said, I don't really trust the Huffington Post. I can't say that, shout out to ABS. Shout out to my big bro, Kevin Cornegay, man. He's from my home city. I love that guy, man. He's a good dude. He's my big bro. We're from the same city. I've been knowing him for over 15 years, 20 years. So I'm glad to see him here. Another moderate guy, another conservative. We used to work together also. So I'm glad. I love you, bro. I'm glad you're here. So Steve, let's adjust for those things. Okay. You are 280% more likely, according to, if it's true, and it is a good sample size. What do you have to say to that? Is there racial injustice based off you are, as a black man, as a citizen, 280% more likely to be shot by the police and killed than a white person, and 170% more times likely to be killed than a Hispanic?
Stats are all what they are, stats. I mean, for every stat that you have for that, I'm sure there's someone that comes with a stat that tries to debunk it, and someone has a stat to try to debunk that one. So I'm not one for stats. I'm just one for solutions. I understand you hitting all these stats and statistics and stuff, but to me, it's simple solutions. It's very simple solutions. You have to understand when a police officer walks up to your car, and again, there is profiling. I'm not saying there isn't. Mm-hmm. When a police officer walks up to your car as a black person, he is automatically going to assume, and I'm sorry, this is just how it is. Even if it's a black cop, they're automatically going to assume that you are either Pookie or Ray Ray, regardless. Now, again, if you're in a nice vehicle, maybe it'll be a 50-50. Maybe he thinks you're a drug dealer or he thinks you're a regular citizen. But I'm just saying, that we are going to get profiled. That's just how it is. There's nothing we can do about that. They have dealt with too many negative situations to kind of you can't split you can't divide black people, and we don't have some band on our arm saying I'm a normal black person, I ain't like Pookie. They don't do that. The normal you see again. There's a lot of these young men that are acting out, but there are ones that do get profiled. Absolutely. You do get profiled. But in getting profiled, you've got to be able – see, they got to be able to play the game. Yeah, you got to be able to play the game. And like I always say, O'Shea, I'm all about solutions. Right. I was lucky enough to learn the game, unfortunately, from a white man, learn the game where when you do fuck up, you are not going to get lit up. And most people see, the thing is, a lot of black men that we know we have these problems, but yet they're so problematic. They're never looking for solutions. And then when you give them a solution, they're going to say, oh, no, fuck that. I don't need it. Why do I have to do all that? Well, the reason you have to do it is because guess what? because Pookie and Ray Ray and the majority of the Pookie and Ray Rays out there, they have fucked it up for regular black people. Now you have that on one end, O'Shea, and you also have racist cops on another end. So you got a little bit of everything. But I'm sorry, I never made up the rules. Okay, but what I'm saying is this: is that there's a solution to it, but most problematic black people don't want to listen. They just automatically going to assume that if this officer pulls up on me, there's a chance I'm gonna get shot, sir. I didn't mean to be long-winded. And you got 6 in the queue.
Okay, well, we got Anthony Brian Logan here, so yeah, you got that's a good long one though, man. I like that. That was a good answer. Let's go to Anthony Brian Logan. Shout out to ABL, Mr. 1,000,000 subscribers. Glad to have you here on the platform, brother.
Yes,
good to have you back to the Pill. You're at least a 10-time Brother Pill All-Star, so you know you park your car right over here whenever you want to in Steve's parking space. He doesn't mind. How do you feel? I mean, listen, I know that these studies can be not so empirical as they seem, but do you feel that on average, a black person is more likely to get killed by a police officer than a white person doing the same particular things?
Now, I've actually seen a study that says that whites are more likely to get shot by police than blacks.
Okay. And I mentioned that. I was also here by the Harvard economist. Now let's talk about that study that you read.
Now, if you think about it, it makes sense because just look at it from a regular person's point of view, just on the outside looking in. If you're not an officer or whatever, you're just looking at it. You would think that there would be a lot of scrutiny on officers' back anytime they shoot somebody black, because every time somebody gets shot that's black, it doesn't matter if they're right, wrong, indifferent, whatever. It's all on the news. You know who the guy is. You got guys trying to go to his house, put out his home address or whatever. White folks get shot too, but anytime a white person gets shot, there's never none of this big hubbub, no brouhaha behind that. It's just like whatever. It ain't no big deal. So obviously, it's more scrutiny on you if you shoot somebody white. And pardon me, if you shoot somebody black versus shoot somebody white. So police are much more likely to use lesser force when dealing with somebody black or to avoid the situation. With somebody white, it's like whatever. I'm gonna just go ahead and shoot them to preserve my life and to preserve safety of those that are around me, because after I do this, nobody's really going to care. But with somebody black, I got to use caution. So whites are more likely to get shot by police than blacks in the same situation. That's the truth.
Okay, let me do this real quick, and I want to shout out to certain people. Shelly Sterling, $2.50 super chat. Appreciate you, love you guys. And we have Howard Cooper, $10, big baller. We got to wake up as a race. Shout out to Mountsphere. Brandon L, black women call the police more than black men. Let me just kind of go on this. We'll go to the callers, ABL. I mentioned a point that many blacks, we feel as if, there are a lot of people I know, man, that always talk about fuck the police. I know some of these people personally. I know it's how they feel about the cops. But at the same time, do you feel that these particular black people can police themselves without the assistance of police officers?
Well, if that was the case, it wouldn't be so much crime to begin with. You could police yourself right now, even though the police are there. You see what I'm saying? Like, the police only come after a crime has happened. So if you could police yourself, how about doing it now? How about preventing the crime from happening? You understand what I mean? You can make your city, your state, wherever you are, crime-free if you choose to do so. It's not up to the police to make your place crime-free. The police are there to enforce codes. The police are there to come after the fact to recover a body or whatever. It's just like a firefighter. A firefighter is not there to prevent fires. A firefighter is there to save you when you get trapped in the building and to douse the flames. So it's not up to the firefighter to prevent your house from burning up, just like it's not up to the police to prevent your neighborhood from becoming a disgusting hellhole. It's up to you.
I totally agree. That's why I'm glad we have ABL and Steve on this podcast tonight. This is really one of those like classic earlier Brother Pill kind of feels with just kind of really good information, not so much fucking. But you never know what's in that call queue. So Steve, how many calls we got?
8 in the queue, sir.
8 in the queue. Okay, so Steve, go ahead and start taking calls. What I'm gonna do, brothers, I'm very sick today, so what I need to do is get me some thorough food. But if you guys want to just go ahead and start the calls, I'll come back and join you in. Okay.
All right, let's go. 312. What's your name? Where you calling from, sir?
Hey, what's going on, brothers? It's Stephon calling back. Called last night. Dropped y'all a comment. Yeah, I thought this was a pretty good subject, seeing as I'm from Chicago, born and raised. One issue I feel like, and you know, you brothers have covered it several times, and you know, I'm just here to add momentum to it. Is personal responsibility. You know, you got to carry yourself in a way that's purposeful. When you carry yourself in a way and you conduct yourself in a way that's haphazard, you know, just any old kind of fucking way, no order, no discipline, that already is attracting the wrong type of energy to you. And then you know you just a cop away from an incident, and then looking at the fact that a lot of the brothers, and I see them all the time, you know, I'm all throughout the city, all throughout the day, you know, going here, going there. And I notice, I see it all the time, and it can be so fucking disgusting to see the brothers carrying themselves the way they carry themselves, you know, for the most part. Pass off their ass, shit like that, and it's just not worthy of respect. Looking at the historical aspects of it, yes, racism is real. It's out there, oppression is real. But as I said the other night, dealing with the other topic, whatever you choose to focus on, you're going to create that into your experience. You're going to create that into your reality. So instead of focusing on upliftment, if you don't want to focus on upliftment and taking yourself to the next level in life, and instead you choose to focus on oppression and what the white man is doing, you're going to get more of oppression and more of what the white man is doing to you. It's just a universal law. It's a law.
Well, the
ignorance,
the ignorance of black people, the problem, caller, is that they don't understand the news does things for ratings. Like ABO is saying, you don't ever see an incident unless it's like a bank robbery or something really drastic, or blowing up a building or some shit where they show a white guy doing something. But anytime, even the officer may slip and smack the black man on the back of his head, the news is going to come in a drove. They're going to sit there and blow this out of proportion. They're going to look for the dumbest.
But see, you know what? But it's a method to the madness. And not to cut you off, Steve, it's a method to the madness. What's more, you do people more damage and reinforcing societally and through the media, reinforcing victimhood and reinforcing the idea that somebody outside of you is causing you to be a certain way. And once you buy that fucking shit, once you buy it, you look up and you can only depend on an outside source, an outside person, an outside reality, outside situation, outside group of people to get you out the fucking shit you basically created for yourself.
Sir, you got to stop. You're gonna sound like a coon. Please stop. You know, telling you.
Yeah, man, you gotta stop. They're gonna get you, boss. They're gonna get you.
Yeah, they gonna.
But you gotta be solution focused.
You can't be. No, wait, whoa, wait. We talking about black people. Whoa, they don't want to hear that, dog. They hear that, dog. They're gonna turn cold.
Hey, man, I live in a black community in Chicago, brother.
I know. Hey,
I see this shit every fucking day, all the time.
Hey, and of course, and then they wonder why the cops are on edge when it comes to black people because of the misbehaving, the dressing up, the perception that you have. I mean, back in the day, we were talking with O'Shea. Back in the day, young men wore little suits. They dressed up nice. They didn't have their pants sagged.
Yes, sir.
They didn't have.
Yes, sir.
Most people don't even know what dreads are about. They just think it's cool. Most people, they don't even understand.
Exactly.
They don't understand about that stuff. But again, this is what happens if you look at what's going on. And again, I hate pushing that agenda, but it's not dad. There's no dad in the house to knock these punk ass boys into shape. So these young men look for or something. But again, O'Shea, I didn't mean to go on, but O'Shea, what do you have on that, sir?
I think O'Shea is still going.
Oh, O'Shea, okay. Well, ABO, what do you have on that, man?
Let me say something.
Hold on, ABO, hold on. Go ahead, ABO. What you
I mean, I don't know. I think the whole thing about like what's the question here? Like, what was a man's point that he was making?
His point of view, he's saying that, you know, I mean, he was talking about solutions, and I commend him, but again, we're talking to black people who are problematic.
Yes.
You can't talk solutions with someone who is pointing the blame at everybody else and not looking at himself or looking at the destruction of what the community is causing to force the police officers to do things to them. It's a domino effect.
I agree with you. I see what you're saying. Like, you got to start from, you got to take baby steps first. You got to be able to get people to understand what their role is. You can't be like, okay, let's come to some solutions and fix the whole problem with crime and everything else. You got to start from the ground. You got to get it to where people understand that they are the problem. You can't look to outside people to fix your problems. You know, the solution will start within yourself, within your family. Look in the mirror and see what you're doing wrong. The solution would be for these women and men to stop having sex irresponsibly and creating babies with no kind of family structure at all. You know, you got women out here having kids by somebody they don't even know his name. They might know him by Tink, little Junebug or whatever. They don't even know nothing about the boy, and they're having a baby, and then they're creating little monsters that go out here and get shot by police. Because why? Because they out here casing somebody's neighborhood. They're trying to beat somebody in the head, all that kind of stuff. It's a whole big cycle. So you got to start from the beginning, from before birth. If you're not starting there, then you might as well, you're wasting your time.
Let me ask you something, ABL. Now, again, I'm ignorant when it comes to this. That's why I'm glad you're here. Now, it's the mayor that hires the police chief. Am I correct?
Is it the mayor? Yes.
And it's the people that hire the mayor, right?
That's right.
So when the mayor's in office, what, every 4 or 8 years? How does that work? How many years? Or is it 2?
Usually, I think it depends on where you are. It could be 4, sometimes 2.
Okay, so every 2 or every 4 years, when somebody's walking around saying, elect me, where are the black people at saying, okay, well, what are you going to do about this police commissioner who's allowing these white police officers to do harm to these black men? See, they're nowhere, nobody, look, you wouldn't find a black person around in that when it comes time to that, because they don't care about electing and using the privilege that there was awarded to them. They don't want to use any of that shit.
Nah.
So when racist JT Hillman mayor comes in and hires racist ass commissioner T. Hilton, and then he allows these cops to do this, then everybody's all upset. But they don't even know when the next mayor is coming up for election and what is he going on? What's his stand? They don't even care about that shit. But when shit go down, that's when they want to bitch.
Exactly. Yep. You know, they don't even know what their options are. They don't even care what their options are until something actually happened. Then they want to be crying, you know, going to city council meetings and whatever for the first time ever, go to a city council meeting. Then they want to start crying. It's like, look, you're too late. As we were just talking about earlier, you're too late. You got to start from the beginning. If you're not involved with the situation from the start, then you coming in on the end of it, you way too late.
All that marching and protesting, I don't know. I mean, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and looking for a different result. But we are thinking that by marching and yelling, that they're gonna be like, oh my God, there's black people marching. We got to change our stance. Really? This is how. That's why they laugh at our ignorance. We think by marching and protesting and destroying our own property that shit is going to change. And all they know, ABL, is by using their voter rights, they can make changes, more powerful changes than ever imaginable. O'Shea's back. O'Shea, you're back now. You got it, sir.
Yeah, no. Tell me, how many calls you got in the queue?
You have 9 in the queue, sir. 9
in the queue. Okay, let me just do this once again. Shout out to Anthony Brian Logan. I'm glad to have him here today. For those of you who are watching on the live stream, what I would simply like you to do, we have 180 viewers. Please like the video. Okay, for those of you who are watching on the restream, we appreciate you too. What we would like you also to do is share the video. Okay, what I've been looking at some of our analytics, the likes are good and the shares are decent. But me and Steve, and even ABF, who comes over here, right? We want to be able to take this channel a little bit bigger, so we need your support by you sharing the video. Okay, because if you share the video, like right now on your YouTube, it really helps the analytics promote the video. So as the algorithm is changing, we want to get the message out there. We want to reach our target market, which are black men in the community, so we can bring more like-minded brothers to this community as we are building it. So I want to thank, again, you who are watching it live. Those of you who are watching on the replay, we also want you to like the video, and if you can for us, share the video. What callers do we have next, Steve?
All right, so you got a bunch of them. You got an 832-6. You got an 832. You got a 216. You got a 678. You got a 510. I think that's the longest wait time, 34 minutes.
Okay, let's bring the 510 call. I think that might be Mr. Research. We're bringing it.
510. What's your question or comment, sir?
Hey, what's going on, sir? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can. What's up?
Okay, so yeah, I just wanted to say real quick, I'm a 30-year-old, I'm 6'1", dark-skinned black man. I stay in the Bay Area, and there's a lot of truth to everything we're saying. I did hear ABL, and God bless you, brother, say that white folks would get more likely to get shot than black folks. I kind of giggled at that. I'm mad at you. I get where you're coming from, but one thing I will say is cops have this thing called discretion, and also there's a thing called the natural fear of the black man. You know what I'm saying? There's just, and thanks to the media, you know what I'm saying, where people naturally, and I've learned that when you conduct yourself as an ignorant nigga, whatever you want to call it, you are going to be perceived a certain way. In some plights of America, it's cool. At the club, at school, in the gym, it's cool to be a nigga. But when it comes to the justice system, you better leave that shit alone, because like Steve said, when they pull you over or they profile whatever, every 2 seconds people are reminded, be afraid of the black man. Be afraid of the black man. If you don't talk proper, if you don't have certain things to, and I told you, I'm a 6'1", dark skinned man. I hit the gym all the time. You know what I'm saying? When I meet people, I smile. I act a certain way. Now, yes, it works for me, but technically it shouldn't be that way, but I have no problem with it, neither here nor there. Second, I would like to say is, like you said, a lot of the Pookies and the Ray Rays have made it hard. When I drive around in my car and I've been pulled over and I have my friends in the car acting ignorant. The cop pulls us over, he's being cool. They're talking about, man, don't give him none. Like, no. We're not about to play that. I don't let them ride in my car, because at the end of the day, it's like you said, you have racist cops. You have cops who have lived in an all-white neighborhood all their life, and now all of a sudden they're detailing ghettos where they've never been around people of color or poor people. Another thing is, a lot of black people think they know their rights and don't even know how the rights work. So then they get pulled over and try to say, you can't do that. And the cop is standing there looking at them like, you idiot. They know who they're targeting. If you come off as ignorant or belligerent, or the funny thing is, you actually are breaking the law. Most people who don't like the cops are people who are breaking the law, or they're criminals. You know what I'm saying? And there are a lot of those in the ghetto because that's their way of income. So the biggest thing I want to say is, you got to be smart, you got to be patient, you got to be cautious. I've been pulled over by a lot of cool-ass cops that, at the end of the day, they let me go, and I've been on speeding or doing silly shit on the phone. But I've also been pulled over by assholes who want so bad to believe because I'm black, I'm breaking the law. And I just play cool, because at the end of the day,
I got a question, boss. I got a question.
Better than that to be on to be a free my woo woo.
Yo, man,
at the end of the day, the police, and hey, as far as being shot, we've seen more than enough videos to know that there's an issue. It ain't no whether you in Compton, whether you in Richmond, whether you in New York or something. Cops have that same fear of black people. They grab for their trigger, and unfortunately, a lot of these kids are not raised with no type of discipline. And I know it's only single mothers, but they didn't get pregnant on their own. I know we bash the black women all the time.
Why yelling?
At the same time, a lot of these
get him off, dog. Please.
Having babies with no, so it's kind of like a black thing. So I'm on.
Okay, so
Okay, hold on. Let me. Hey, dude, you were a good caller, but you got to understand, man. When you come on here, this is not, your Baptist church pew, dog. You can't just be rambling and just be. You're talking so much. Nobody can even cut you off, dog. Like, that's a shame. That's a shame, dog. You need to go to Amazon, nigga, and buy you a horse muzzle, nigga, for your mouth. So that way, a lot of you niggas are mic hogs, man. They was saying some good shit, though. But damn, man. That's a shame. You got to mute them, motherfucker, so they won't stop talking. You can't, dog. I hate to see you at a date with a female.
Oh boy, yeah, that's not. Yeah.
No,
shout out to you, fam. You just talk a whole lot, nigga. I can't. You making my head dizzy. Go ahead, Steve, real quick. Go to ABL.
It's reality. You don't like ABL's telling you. You guys think it's a big problem. Why? Because that's all they want you to see. They don't want you to see when they shoot the Asians, the whites, the Spanish. They only want you to see that because they know y'all are so ignorant. Y'all gonna believe everything you see on the TV. That's why they keep showing it. And they got y'all thinking that you cannot go out your house without getting shot. They got y'all thinking in your head that, well, if I get my car today, man, I'm gonna get killed. A cop is gonna kill me. Cop's gonna shoot me. That's how fucking ignorant they think you are, and y'all are playing exactly to what they want you to do. Because they know, look. If we show white guys getting killed, white people gonna be like, well, hey, maybe he deserved it. Hey, we'll be the judge, and we'll sit back and take our time, and we'll da. Do that shit with black people? Oh, hell. Oh, no, ABL. Did you see what I told you, ABL? Them cops ain't no good. Fuck them cops. Yeah, nigga gonna shoot. Man, fuck them motherfuckers. Man, I don't know. I don't want to go out, man. Fuck them cops. That's why they gear their stuff towards women, and they put the fear in black people by showing the cops shooting a handful. This is not an everyday thing. And what's even sad, ABL, is that these people are so ignorant that they always look at the end result and never, ever take the time to go backwards and look at the first domino that caused the end result, because that's how black people think. They see what they see on there, and they think what they think, and that's the problem. What y'all got to say on that, man?
No, I totally agree with what you're saying. But the caller made some good points. I will address those. But ABL, what did you want to ask? You were going to ask him something. I'm glad you did, because he was still on the phone. But what was the problem that you had with what he was saying?
I forgot exactly what was going on. He was saying a whole lot. I was just trying to, have a dialogue with the man. But basically, a lot of the question I wanted to ask was, why is he getting pulled over so much? Like, I don't understand people get pulled over all the time. Like, what are you doing in your car to get pulled over all the time? Exactly. Like, if you just go right around, like if you go with the flow of traffic, like out here, you don't necessarily got to go to speed limit. But if you go the flow of traffic, if you're not in your car smoking weed, if you're not going excessively fast, if you got your tags in order, if you just do right on the road, you're not going to get pulled over like that. Like, what are you doing to get pulled over all the time? I don't understand that. Like, I never really understood that. And then the whole thing about, just like my man Steve was saying about how the media is pushing this on you and they're making you believe it. I know that's true, because he was saying, look at all these videos. So you seeing stuff on your Facebook page and you're thinking that's just the reality of the whole country. But the country is very big. It's very geographically diverse. It's very ethnically diverse. You got 325 million people, and you see a video here and there. Let's say you have 2 or 3 people that's black that get shot by police every year in an unjust way. It's probably not even that high. But you're talking about literally a handful. You got 7,000 black men that get shot and killed by each other every year. So where's the priority? We're looking at very low-hanging fruit when you're talking about police brutality, extremely low-hanging fruit. But what about the 7,000 black men who get shot and killed by other black men, most of whom are between the ages of 18 and 34? That's not really important, right? That's not really a big deal, right? Oh, it's just gangbangers, man. Okay, well, how about if I said it was just gangbangers that was getting shot and killed by police? Would that be a valid argument? Let's look at the actual loss of life and where it actually emanates from, rather than just the low-hanging fruit that the media wants you to focus on, because at the end of the day, they want to sell you ads. That's all they want, because when you watch TV, when you got your eyes on their Facebook page, YouTube page, or whatever, they're making money on each view, on each click, on each impression. It's all about ad rates. It's all about trying to sell ads and try to make money. And now with the NFL losing money, they got to make up for the ad loss, and they got to sell more ads. So they're trying to push you even more to watch their TV. It's all a big game for money. That's it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And the thing is, ABL, they wouldn't. I tell them all the time, if you are afraid to drive your car and you are fearing the police and they pull you over, all you got to do is join the 100 Club. That's the solution. The solution is so simple, it's complicated. Why? Because joining 100 Club means that you are donating to the loss of firefighters and police officers who have died in the line of duty. Meaning that if someone pulls you over and they see that sticker on the back of your car, automatically the thought of you being a thug goes right out the window. Mm-hmm. As soon as he pulls you over and sees that, automatically you are no longer Pookie or Ray Ray. Then all of a sudden he's going to not have his holster open. He's not going to have his gun ready to go. He is going to literally, ready to shock you. He's going to walk up to the vehicle and have a normal conversation with you, because he's going to realize that you are not Pookie and Ray Ray. Then, you ready for this one, ABL? Then he might give you a warning and tell you to have a nice day and thank you.
Yes.
But y'all don't want that. Y'all don't want that because y'all need the cops to be mad, because if the cops are the way you see on Facebook, like you said, ABL, then that distorts your reality. That breaks your psyche. What do you mean they're good cops out there and they wouldn't bother me and they're going to say thank you and have conversations with me? No, Facebook and the news are saying something different. That's the problem, O'Shea. I throw it back to you. They do not want that truth, man.
That's right. Preach.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I just want to just, you guys have covered so much in a gracious way. I can't really, I don't want to piggyback off it too much because you guys have already summed it up. I just also want to say that a lot of police brutality are situations where it may escalate that I've noticed. There's a lot of times black people can escalate with a bad attitude, are being very aggressive towards cops.
Yes.
And, you know, as a black male podcast, you know, we want you to understand, you know, and pretty much, you know, most brothers who support this show have businesses, and you guys see the super chats and stuff. You know, we don't have, you know, a lot of brothers over here are not Pookie and Ray Ray, but just in case, if you are a young brother and you have not understood the truth about life, you're not going to win a situation with a police officer being belligerent, being stupid. Even if that police officer is wrong, there are many times you can act in such a way. Sometimes people apologize. Hey, man, I'm sorry for being rude to you. You know, really, you know, niceness and being, you know, calm and collective, man, can take you a long way. And the guy was true. You know, certain situations, there are bad cops. There are certain situations, man, that if you're acting nice towards people, they'll let you go. I've been let go by police officers, but I've also been treated bad too. So, black men, we want you to stay safe. We want you to keep your demeanor in, you know, such situations, because we don't escalate something that doesn't need to be escalated. Is what we're trying to say. So, Steve, let's go to the next caller if we can.
All right, next caller is longest wait is 216. Then we have anonymous. 216, you're on. Which question, sir?
Hey, yo, I just want to say this. O'Shea, what's up, y'all? I agree with a lot of stuff Steve was saying. You know,
Wow.
a lot of stuff was going on, like with these cops, man. A lot of these dudes laid on themselves. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, they just don't know how to act, man. What the hell is echo?
Yes, echo. But I can hear you though.
Really?
Is the echo gone now?
Yeah, it's gone. I can hear him.
Okay, hello?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, they just don't know how to act, man. And then, like Steve was saying, like, with the single mother thing, man, these single mothers ain't raising these dudes no more, man. Social media is raising these dudes. That's the new mother and father now. Them days, them other days is over. Social media is the new mother and father to these young black males was coming up. And on top of that, like, I've seen a lot of stuff. You got some, I'll tell you a real quick story. I know a guy that police used to come around, he used to disrespect him all the time. But the guy used to sell drugs. He sold so many drugs. And he was disrespecting, throwing money all in their face, all type of bullshit. And guess what? The guy right now doing 25 years. You know why? Because they focused on him and they put pressure on him and went in his house and found drugs. If you didn't do that stupid ass shit, he wouldn't be in jail right now. This guy doing 25 years because he want to be an asshole and be a dickhead and antagonize the police, man. And when they pull you over, blacks, when they pull you over, just do what you supposed to do, what they tell you to do. All that extra shit, stop that shit, man. And y'all wondering why motherfuckers is getting killed like they getting killed, man. Stop that extra shit, man. Then what Steve said about the mayor and the governor, that's true. That's true, because y'all see all this stuff going on, but y'all elect these people. And then y'all elect these people. Y'all elect them. Yeah. And then y'all sit back and wonder, oh man, they let this stuff happen in the community, this, that, that. You put them in office. There you go. And another thing, as far as like with a lot of these governors, these senators, these congressmen, y'all need to start holding them accountable for what goes on. That's the problem. Ain't nobody being held accountable. Nobody. A lot of these police shootings wouldn't be happening if y'all hold these people accountable for what they do, man. Period, man.
A lot of this stuff going to be happening. Y'all people, y'all just turn the TV on and lay down on y'all bed and watch love and hip hop.
Yeah.
Love and hip hop instead of getting up and going out and trying to do something about the shit, man.
Well, you know, the amazing thing is,
I mean,
the amazing thing is that you're 1,000% correct. But what we got our guns facing the wrong direction. Now, again, if the cop killings even or past the killings in Chicago, we would have a fucking problem. I would tell you, we have a fucking problem. But compared to Chicago, okay, the stats of just October to date, 33 people killed, 135 shot and wounded. Total killed the week between October 15th and the 21st, 6 killed, 21 wounded. Year to date, 529 killed, 2,511 shot and wounded. Y'all are worried about police officers? Yeah, we
Right.
worried about the wrong shit. Colin Kaepernick is taking the knee for the wrong shit.
okay, to a degree, okay, you're right. You're right. I agree with that. But here's the flip side of that. See, the government is to the point. They so smart, they do dumb shit. You know why? Because a lot of these communities in the black neighborhood where all this violence and stuff going on. Now, mind you, I know you know that if you grew up in a black neighborhood when you was coming up, a lot of these black neighborhoods was policed by themselves, and they had leaders in the neighborhood that policed the community. But they came in and they took all them leaders away out of the neighborhood and just let it be what you see now. So a lot of guys, I don't know where y'all come from, but where I come from, when we was growing up, you couldn't just do all this stuff because you had to answer to somebody. You couldn't just be out here doing this dumb shit and start breaking people's houses and all this stupid ass shit because the guys that ran the neighborhood gonna get in your ass. And you know what I'm saying? That's how it was when we was coming up.
So who did that?
Because a lot of them guys took away and put in prison, and some of them are dead. See, the government came in and took a lot of them dudes away for them in federal penitentiary, and now this is the chaos that you have. You know what I'm saying? This is the chaos that you have. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's crazy, man. But my advice and my message to all the blacks that's listening, young blacks and the older blacks that's listening, when they pull your ass over, do the fuck they say and be done with all that extra shit, disrespecting them, all that bullshit. Leave them alone, because for real, you want to keep being disrespectful to them, and they know who you is, they'll find your ass in one of them lakes or one of them alleys somewhere. We ain't motherfuckers gonna be wondering what happened to you. Because trust and believe, they can get away with murder. It's like another person get away with murder, they can too, because they train. They know how shit go. They know what not to do. So this something respect is all about your business.
All right, what'd you say, ABL?
Now, I was saying to my man, like, who did that as far as removing the leaders? Who did that?
The people in the neighborhood, and they took control by using certain things, certain tactics or whatever, the people in the neighborhood.
All right, then. So if the people in the neighborhood remove the leaders, then that's our fault. It ain't nobody else's fault.
What do you mean?
Okay, because the question I asked you was, who removed the leaders from the neighborhood?
Oh, who removed them? The government removed them.
How did they do that?
FBI.
How did they do that?
Lock their asses up.
For what? For what?
For whatever they was doing. I mean, they look, man.
All right, then. So who fault is that, though? My point is this. Sir, my point is this. Whose fault is that?
They don't like powerful people, man.
My point is this. Whose fault is that? If they weren't doing what they were doing, then they wouldn't have got locked up, right?
So Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seals of the Black Panthers, if they wasn't having the Black Panther movement, they wouldn't have the trouble they had. Is that what you said?
Nah, I'm going off what you just said. You said that they were doing something illegal to get locked up, and that's why they got locked up. So it's their fault they got locked up, right? They won't just go into church. They won't just minding their own business. They was committing crime. That's why they got locked up. So whose fault is that? Is it the white man's fault for following the law, or is it the black man's fault who got locked up to get himself locked up?
You call smacking a guy up and whipping his ass for raping a 14-year-old kid a crime? You call that a crime?
You said what?
You call You call that a crime? You call guys breaking into people's houses and people catching them and beating their ass? You call that a crime? You call that a crime?
I understand what you're talking about.
Is that a crime in your eyes? Yeah, you like.
Like at the end of the day, you know what I mean.
Right, so I'm gonna sit back in the queue, man. Y'all have a good. Y'all finish having a good show.
All right, thank you. So he was saying people breaking the houses, but then the first domino is why are the black people breaking in black people's houses?
I think what he was trying to say was, if you are the person that's the homeowner and somebody breaking your house and you beat them up, is it a crime? But see, that's just, come on. Like, ain't nobody going to jail for no self-defense. What's the problem is people going to jail for committing crime, for being violent in their neighborhood. That's why they're getting locked up.
Okay, let me kind of weigh in on this, because you did have black leaders going to jail. I mean, we can point to Dr. Martin Luther King protesting, people like him going to jail all the time. So I see both of your points, but there have been cases where in the King situation is a great point. You have guys who are doing what their constitutional rights are that have been put in jail. So we can't say that it didn't happen, because it does. But I think in the case of what Nook's saying, it is a crime if somebody rapes somebody and you beat them up. I mean,
O'Shea, let's be real. O'Shea, let's be real. Guys are not going to jail for self-defense stuff. Guys are going to jail for committing crime they know they shouldn't be doing. That's why guys are going to jail. You may have an occasional case of an injustice, but that's not enough to even really mention.
Yes. Well, I mean, here's what we can say, though. And you talked about this yourself, that the liberal Democrats, they don't want guys in the community, positive black men in the community that can do things in a conservative doing for self. We know that the liberals won't do that, and they might not necessarily arrest you for that, but they'll definitely try to make policies and put policies in place that are diametrically opposed to black male advancement. You've seen Clinton do it.
That's right. But here's the thing about that. Who's voting for the people that are in the community that run things?
Yo.
Yeah. Well, that's also true. It's also true. But at the same time, I'm not disparaging that, but we got to also understand that I know we're not going to get into a whole, they brought the guns into the community, because Republicans have also done the same thing. So both groups are at fault at a certain point. But I do see your point. Black people need to get an agenda. They need to finance it and stop thinking that somebody's going to just give you something. But definitely, I definitely agree. Hold on a second. I know Officer Faulkner is in the building somewhere. Hey, Falk, we have so many calls in, and we barely have enough. I barely have enough time to weigh in right now with just us three. Once the callers get a little bit less, I will send you a link so you can also join in. But right now, I can even barely get something to say in this thing with the callers going on. Because we have so many people calling in. How many callers you got, Steve?
Got 10 in the queue, sir.
10 in the queue. Who's the next person?
Next person up, longest wait, is area code 111. 111, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Fuck Steve! Fuck BBL! Suck my dick!
You waited an hour for that. Wow, okay.
Dedication.
I can't hang up on 832. 832, call back. We got 678 at 33. Wait, we already talked 678. Okay, 4. We got a 443, 904, 337, a 409, and a 415.
What 443? What's the first digit?
630.
Okay, well, Wills, man, you got to be quick, okay?
All right, Wills, real quick, Wills.
We can't get along. You got to make it within 3 minutes, dog. Go ahead, bring him.
No, it's going to be like 50 seconds for real. I don't even talk loud no more. Hey, look, when the police stop you, when the police stop me, the first thing I do is smile. Ask them what's wrong and what did I do, and I play a lot. That breaks his the defensive mode when he see you smiling and like when he start like, what happened? What I do? I said, I ain't even see you. Like if I'm speeding or something, he like, yeah, you ran a red light. I was like, now I wouldn't have ran if I seen you, but I got my stuff in here. He's like, all right, just give me a license, registration, and stuff, and I give it to him, and then I'm talking and shit. I got a video that I can post. We talking for like a half an hour, me and the cop. We went up talking about sports. All cops are normal people. If you treat them like normal people, they're gonna treat you like normal people.
Yeah. All
they want is to be heard, because most of them been clowns or picked on all their life in high school. And now they got this power, and they want to use it against those same people who picked on them.
So you don't act like those same people. You act different. You know, just chill and be yourself.
Well, Will,
that's all I gotta say.
I too, listen, I take accountability. I got a heavy foot. And I have run. I don't even, when the stop sign, I yield to that shit. I don't even stop.
Roll stop.
I roll stop. Yeah, I admit that. I in the 35, I go 45, 50. I admit all that. And in Texas, you got what is called the DPS. Those are the cops in the black cars. And those are the reddest of the rednecks. Those are the and no one likes the DPS get put on by the DPS, as they will make you get the fuck out the car and all this shit. Well, let me tell you, since I became a 100 Club member for 17 years now, since I've been one, every time I get pulled over by Joe Redneck, every time, as soon as he walks up to the thing, he's like, "Oh man, come on, man, what you doing?" Or "Hi, how you doing today, sir?" I'm like, I say, "Sir, you know what? I messed up. I already have my license and registration already in my hand, ready to give to him." He's like, "No. I just want to let you know, hey, look, man, you got to slow it down, okay, man? You can't be speeding." You know, he'll give me my lecture, which I'll be proudly to shut the fuck up and take. Then I'll be like, and then I look at his badge, and I speak to him like we know each other. Officer Faulkner or Officer O'Shea or I'm sorry, Officer O'Shea. And that did not only deter, but then he's like, "Okay, well, thank you very much for donating." I'm like, "Huh? Oh, yeah. Hey, man, I donate to you all the time." He said, "Oh, man, okay. Have a good day, sir," and walk the fuck off. That's what I'm talking about, Will.
What's the name of that? What's the name of that 100 thing?
100club.org. 100club.org.
Okay.
All you do is you donating to the police officers and firefighters who have died in the line of duty. When you do that, and they will send you a sticker. You put that sticker on your back of your windshield, and they will not even fuck with you. They will not give you tickets, and they will not be aggressive towards you because you have separated yourself from the Pookies and Ray Rays. ABL or O'Shea, y'all got to know something on that?
I don't know anything about that.
I'm about to make a drug run, so I'm about to do that now.
I say donate. I tell all y'all. Yeah, I'll put a sticker and show you how it looks. Yeah, I tell every guy, donate. It'll save your, quote unquote, save your life. And you know what it's going to do, O'Shea and ABL? It's going to shock them. It's going to make the police officers smile and talk to them like regular people. How shocking is that?
Right. I never had no issues with police, really. Like when I get pulled over, which is rare, you know, I don't say nothing. I have my stuff ready. They come up to the window. I give them my stuff. I don't say nothing until, like, I don't speak until I'm spoken to. They say something to me. I say something back to them. I don't have, I'm not emotional like that. You understand? Like a lot of guys, they want to get all nervous. They want to get scared. They want to get hostile. That's just people not able to control their emotions. I have a very good control of my emotions. That's why I never had no problems. I don't say nothing. They come up to me, ask me a question. I say, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. And I'll go about my way. Usually I get a warning. I got a ticket maybe once or twice. Mm-hmm. And one time it was at one of those checkpoints because I had expired tags, but that was it.
ABI, I made you a question. Have you ever, because in my neighborhood, the police officers and the sheriff's partners have this thing called, it's a camp. It's a camp to let blacks and any other race of children, it's a chief cops and kids. It's called Cops and Kids. My kids did that as well, but Cops and Kids are police officers that are doing things with the community, doing things with kids, playing games and all that other stuff. And I mean, that's the stuff that you got to think about. You don't act like you're afraid, and you shouldn't be afraid of anything. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be afraid of anything. If your life is gonna get taken, dog, it's gonna get taken.
Yeah, I ain't never scared. Don't be scared. It's like a dog. You know, if a dog sense fear, if they walking up on you and you get all scared and jittery, that'll make them chase you.
Yeah, you don't think you doing something wrong if you all nervous.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So, like Will said, smile. I talk to the police officer, look at his badge, and talk to him using his badge. And look, if he give you shit, guess what? Take his badge number down. Take his badge number down.
Yep. Take it to court and get money, get paid. Don't let your emotion get the best of you. Like if the cop is acting up, all I see is dollar signs. That's all I see.
Yes. Oh, dog. Not only dollar signs, you're allowed to have you're allowed to go to the police station, guys. It's gonna shock you. you can set up a meeting with the commissioner. It might take some paperwork, but you can have the officer and his boss in the same room together, and he has to explain himself to not only you but his boss, guys. There's so many ways that you can do this. You don't have to be belligerent or be afraid. You have power. It's just that they don't want you to know this on TV and the media. The media doesn't want you to know this. They want you to be mad. They want you to be angry. They want you to stop traffic, protest, and destroy shit. Because that's what they think about you.
Exactly. They want that because they're able to get ad revenue from that. So, hey, if you keep acting up, keep acting the fool, they get more money.
Yep. You said 13 in the queue?
13 in the queue, sir. 13 in the queue.
Okay, so we have the Facebook inbox popping off. Shout out to the Facebook people. Let me just do a shout out to those people who have super chatted. Again, we really thank you for those of you who have done so. Let me go ahead and give shout outs. Lindsay's still in the chat. We have Nook. We have Will's Black Cave. We have Officer Merchant in that chat with the there. We have Carlos, Gene in there, Doug. Well, Doug's not in the chat, but Doug's a moderator here. Shout out to Doug. Let me go ahead and just thank the super chatters real quick, because you guys, we love you guys. Okay, and I talked to Steve today. Okay, now Steve has convinced me to do something that I really wasn't going to do, which is the comic that I'm coming out with, which is the Dr. Action comic. I was going to sell it. I've been releasing that on Patreon for exclusive features only, but when it is complete, it will be free, okay? Because you guys have supported us so much here on this channel. That will be a free ebook, free comic with at least 40 pages that I've personally written. It's hilarious. So once that is done, you guys will get that, and Donovan's ebook will also be available within the next 3 to 4 weeks. So let me do this real quick. I want to #1 shout out North Star Bright. Shout outs from your Patreon. Great show tonight. I will be uploading last night's episode on Patreon too of the Brother Peel. Al Cheddar, shout out to the panel. What happened to last night's show? Patreon.com/Negro Manosphere. If you're $5 and up Patreon, you will be able to see the lost Brother Peels that are not on the website, the YouTube. Okay, Dr. Pimpin, $2 super chat. Recognize game when it's in your face. Wake the hell up, $1. Maurice, $5. Shout out to you. Police officers in San Francisco get kicked out of the neighborhood centers in Hunter's Point a while ago, and help me. Shannon, he says ABL makes Steam seem pro-black. Shelly played the game, and I always shout out Howard Cooper. Let me just make the appeal. Hey, brothers, we appreciate you for what you're going to be doing on the podcast. I'll answer that a little bit later, okay? What we want you guys to do is, #1, if you're in the chat, get the likes up, okay? And the comic will be available on the Negro Manosphere website, or if you're an email subscriber. So we will do that. Also, what we want, if you're listening to the restream, again, share the video. And if you're currently on the live stream, listen, this is a Black male podcast, right? This is for Black men. We have 185 people watching right now. We're 3 Black men on the show. We want you guys to financially support shows like this. So if you're a person that typically does not donate, we see the same people. This is what you should hit the super chat, right? Black men need to support podcasts for them. That's why we have these things, because we're not looking for white folks to support us. We're looking for you, okay? So if you're a person that is live right now, you have an Android phone, hit the super chat button on the stream. Let us know you appreciate us, okay? And we'll go to the caller. So we thank you. Steve, who's the next caller we have?
One of us 832. He had a long way. 832 from Texas. Where you at?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Steve. Hey, O'Shea. Hey, ABL. How y'all doing?
We're doing pretty good. How you doing,
boss?
Okay. As far as the police, I've been stopped by plenty of police. And usually most times it's expired pass or ran a red light. And usually, if I get a ticket, it's usually because of my attitude. I'm usually upset and angry. But if I treat them nice, there's been some officers that I had, for one instance, my back lights was out. The cop stopped me. He said, "Hey, your back lights are out." I said, "Really?" And I just turned them on because it was a new car. Turned them on, they let me go, no problem. I had one, even with expired tags, they just let me go, hey, you just need to get that fixed. So a lot of it is people with their emotions. They get upset, they get nervous.
Yes.
And, you guys are asshole cops. You're always going to have them, but you have to keep control of yourself, because if you don't, you don't know what's going to happen. Either you're going to get beat up or you're going to get shot and killed. It's just that simple. If you control your emotions, you'll be fine. But I think it's also, as far as the neighborhoods with the cops treating these blacks the way they should, it's also with economics. If you don't affect the economics in your neighborhood and your community, you're gonna get treated the way your importance. Like you said, the Jewish people don't get treated like that. Asian, you don't hear much of the Asians complaining because they use their money to affect their neighborhood. So that's just my opinion on that.
Well, but again, like ABL said before, you're not going to see it on TV. They don't want you to see it. Well, I can't hear you in the background, but like ABL was saying, and we're saying to everyone listening, is that you got to wake up and don't believe everything you see on the news and everything that's posted on Facebook. They're using scare tactics. They know, like ABL says, they got to say, listen, they're all about numbers, and they know that they're going to get the numbers by showing the shit that's going to drive people to their station. They're not going to show a white person getting shot or Asian or anyone. I mean, very rare. But as soon as it's Pookie and Ray Ray, they know that y'all all got y'all face glued to the TV. You're waiting for the new Facebook meme to come out, and they got you. And they know they waiting for the next person to get. ABL, they're rubbing their hands together like, come on, get somebody. Come on, we need someone to get shot. It's been too long. They got to shoot somebody so we can show every angle and show that, his mother's sisters, brothers from the year 1812 were Klansmen, and they had a slave trade back in the 1600s. They gonna do all that shit just to drive y'all fools to loot, destroy, and just keep the cycle going. ABL, what you got on that, man?
Oh, you're 100% correct. 100% correct. Because they know at the end of the day, you got these executives that sit in these rooms and they have meetings with investors, with advertisers, all these people to negotiate contracts. They say, okay, we know you're a news station, and we know there's been a whole Black Lives Matter thing going on. So we need y'all to get a few of those riots, a few of the footage for that, because we know we can sell certain ads based on that. We can give you this certain kind of ad rate. See, it's all about money and numbers at the end of the day. The average person who is caught up by the emotional stuff, they see it on TV, and then they want to go talk about it on their social media, talk about it at work, at the water cooler or whatever. But the people behind the scenes, they don't care about no emotionalism. They don't care about how you feel. It's all about, are you going to watch? That's it. It doesn't matter what they show. As long as they can get away with it, they would show full hardcore pornography on TV if they could, but it's illegal to do that. They're trying to get right up to the edge. They got lawyers where they talk to and say, what can we show and get away with it and still be legal? Because they're trying to drive viewers to the television, especially since you got all this stuff like YouTube taking over. You got Netflix, Hulu, Roku, the Fire Stick that y'all be jailbreaking and all of that, stealing stuff.
Hey, slow down now, Bill. Hey, don't be talking about that.
But they know that they got to compete with other forms of media. So television in many ways is a dying media. So they know they got to be able to get eyes to the TV some kind of way. And they got to be able to get you to watch by any means necessary. They're going to do it. So if it means putting some kind of riot in front of your face to drive those ad dollars, they'll do just that.
All right. Well, we got tons. I don't know. I guess O'Shea's not here. So let's bring in the next caller. We got tons of them. So let's go ahead. I'm trying to look for the longest call. Longest wait. Okay, we'll bring in area code. O'Shea, you're back. Okay, we were going. I was about to get a call. What you got, O'Shea?
Bring the caller.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, area code 804. Did you have a question or comment, sir?
Comment. You guys bring up some really good points, but just 3 quick points that you guys got to realize. Number one, you shouldn't have to be anybody different than who you are. And when the police pull black people over, they have to, like you, and Steve, you brought some really good points. It's 100 Mile Club, but you shouldn't have to be anybody else than who you are when the police pull you over. And police do pull black people over and harass black people more than they do whites. That's just a fact. Number two, the reason why they do it is because in the black communities, you have to really take a look at what's going on, the single motherhood epidemic. There's no father in the home. And there's no greater way to look at what's going on in the black community than an education system. That's where these kids learn disrespect from authority, is because they first learn to disrespect teachers, and there's no accountability by these parents. And these kids grow up disrespecting teachers and getting kicked out of school, and they feel like they don't have to respect authority. And then it goes over when they meet real authorities like policemen who actually have the ability to lock you up. So, I mean, in you know, communities where there's not a lot of high income, you see a lot of these arrests, and it's probably going to be tied to no father being in the home. It's going to be tied to the disrespecting the education system. But at the same time, there are, you know, others who don't act that way, who are still harassed by the police, like myself. I got pulled over and weren't doing anything. They said I didn't pay my insurance, which I did. They asked me was I on child support. I didn't have any kids. But that's all I had to say about it. Good show today, guys.
But like I say, 804, again, you're sitting here you're sitting here saying that, well, you should be who you are. I'm not saying I'm not who I am. I'm just playing the game. Again, I know the rules of the game, so I'm going to play it the best way I can. So if you had that sticker on the back of your car, how much you want to bet they wouldn't be asking you about child support or anything like that? They'll have a civil conversation with you, give you a warning or a thank you, and you'll be on your way.
Exactly. See, that right there, that's an emotional argument to say, well, I shouldn't have to do this. Well, it's a lot of things that you got to do in the world that you don't want to do. But at the end of the day, you do it because it makes your life easier. That's just common sense and logic right there. Why would you go out of your way to make your life more difficult?
804?
Oh, I didn't know it's still on. Why? Okay, yeah, here we go. So why should you have to be anybody other than who you are when you stop by the police? Okay, they should still treat you with the same respect.
Well, okay, well, and I don't know in a bizarre world that you live in, but where we live in the Americas, we about real. We said to you earlier, we know they're racist cops. We know you're gonna get profiled.
Exactly. So you're giving in to the notion of oppression.
I'm not.
You're too emotional. You're too emotional. That's the problem. That's your problem. You're too emotional.
From a global perspective, are the most discriminated groups of people in the world.
Let them talk. Let them talk, you guys. Let them talk. Let them talk.
In the world, sir.
But see, but here's the thing. I got to talk on this. See, the thing is, I'm the same way when I get pulled over as I am all the time. I'm not an emotional person. If you are emotional, you can't control yourself. You need to control yourself when the police pull you over. That's what you need to do. You got to think about your life. Now, me personally, I'm not an emotional person, so I can be the same way. Like I said earlier, when I get pulled over, I don't say nothing. All I do is have my stuff ready. They come up to my window and give them my stuff. If they ask me a question, I answer it the same way I answer anybody else. That's how I am. But if you cannot control yourself in that moment, you need to control yourself.
But they're telling people who control themselves and still find themselves discriminated against.
Who?
That's just the fact. And I think they just don't know how to carry it out because the Black Lives Matter, like, for example, Black Lives Matter, they don't know how to have a civil form of protest or how to react to things in a civil manner. But we have to understand still that as Black people, as a whole, we are severely discriminated against and treated as second-class citizens regardless of how we act, just based on our skin, just based on us being Black.
Where's the evidence for that?
That's a fact.
Oh no! Oh, ABL, can I come over and we have a pity party? Oh, the poor world is so mean and hateful that we're getting discriminated on. Oh, poor us! Boo! Hoo! See, that's the problem.
Well, I'm not saying it's a poor. It's a fact of reality, is what it is.
Then that is.
I mean, it's just
okay. That's the reality. So
think about this, man.
If it's the reality, what you gonna do about it besides cry?
Africa, where we come from, and not be discriminated against a group of people.
I come from America, sir. I don't come from
Let
Africa.
me ask you this real quick. This
But it don't matter. Like we were, you come from America. Your ancestors come from Africa. You can't even go to Africa and not find discrimination. You can't go to Japan. You can't go to China. You can't go to Europe. Everywhere in the world, black people are discriminated against.
Okay, how about this? How about this? How about this? I got a question. I got one question. I'm gonna let O'Shea get in, but I got a question for my man. Let's say you're right. Let's say you're correct. What are you gonna do about it?
Thank you.
But that's the thing. Okay.
What are you gonna do about it?
What are we gonna do about it?
No. What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it?
But you can't. First of all, you can't control other people's reactions and how they treat black people. It's all about self-control. It's all about resolve, and it's about really just helping one another, helping each other. So it's not so much about this is the problem with racism. Black people's issue, like stupid people like Van Jones, is trying to make white people try to see, oh, you're racist against us. Things that who cares? I don't really care about them being racist against us, and my goal is not to try and make white people see that, hey, you're treating us wrong. My thing is just like, I just want them to obey the law. You know what I mean? When they pull me over, I don't want them to kill me.
You're the problem.
That's the thing. We just want rights. That's it.
You're the problem. The fact that you say when I get pulled over, I want them to kill me. That's the rhetoric that is the problem right there. You ain't gonna get fucking killed when you get pulled over because you've been watching too many fucking fickle ass.
But you feel that way.
I don't feel that way. I don't feel that way at all. I don't give a fuck. See, here's your problem with y'all weak ass people. Y'all give a fuck what people think about you. I don't give a fuck what people think about me. And if they're racist against me, I don't give a fuck. O'Shea's nice to me. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to do me, period. And I'm not going to die.
I wonder if Philando Castile thought that. I wonder if Philando Castile, I wonder if Eric Garner thought that way. Those are two people that we're not talking about Mike Brown because he probably did something to the. I'm not saying he deserved what he got, but there was probably some misconduct there. But somebody like Philando Castile.
Okay, because he just okay. Go ahead.
Well, let me. Is he still off or no?
You want to talk? You want to have more so you can talk to him?
Yeah, I just want to ask him questions.
I'll bring him back. I had to call him down. Go ahead.
Okay, so 804. You bring up the Eric Garner situation. Eric Garner was arrested multiple times, told not to be in front of the store. He was asked multiple times to leave. And Eric Garner, just like, many blacks, whoa, all of this. And, they gave him plenty of opportunities for him not to. What he was doing was illegal. And he knew this. He had been arrested multiple times for this in front of that store, asked not to do this. So when you use people like Eric Garner as a justification of your beliefs, what you're telling me is you feel that black people should do whatever they want to be able to do, and there's no repercussions for that. That wasn't what happened to Eric Garner. Was to me, it wasn't racism.
Don't deserve to die. Black people don't deserve to die for petty crimes.
Well, here's the thing. If you put yourself in a position, listen. And you need to learn how to be quiet. We let you talk a long time, dude. That one thing that's about emotional men is you want to overtalk people and keep talking and not let other people talk. You see me. I'm sitting here and I've been just listening to what you have to say. All right. Here's the problem, like people like you. Eric Garner was also very morbidly obese. 6'5", 370 pounds. Yeah, he did get choked. No doubt about that. But again, he had asthma. Okay? The police officers, when they're asking you to do something, they're not going to know that you have asthma. They're not going to know that you have special medical attention because, again, you're a person that won't leave on your own recognizance. And so, therefore, you put yourself in a situation to have something bad happen to you. Now, I'm not saying that I'm justifying it. But at the end of the day, if you're doing something illegal, again, and his own wife even said Eric Garner was a bum. The best thing that ever happened to her was he died. And she got paid off him. He didn't bring any money home. This was a guy that was doing what he wanted to do, fam. So what you're trying to say is that's racism. No, man. You have some blacks who are just going to do what they want to do and expect not to be reprimanded for that. That's not how life works. And if you expect life to work like that, then you don't really like the black race, man, because that's not how success occurs. Steve, don't bring him back on because he talks too much. Let me just do this real quick because I got a lot of people. Charles, we cannot go back to this guy, dude. Really, because Steve has to go in like 15 minutes, right, Steve?
We're good so far. We're good for we're good for 24 minutes.
24 minutes. So how many more callers do we have right now, Charles? I know we're behind, Steve. How many callers we got left?
In the queue, sir.
How many in the queue?
14, sir.
Okay, let me do this real quick.
Wow.
14 in the queue. Let's get the likes up, you guys. Let's bring on the next caller. And I don't even have time to talk on my own podcast today because there's so many callers. Go ahead, bring the callers.
904. Do you have a question or comment?
Yeah, I have a comment. Thanks, guys. Excellent show, excellent topic. Just wanted to talk about what was brought up earlier about the Black Panther movement. That program that brought them down was the COINTELPRO program, which the FBI and other elements of the government basically infiltrated. It was a systematic program to bring the Black Panthers down to their knees. They infiltrated with the Jewish goats in the Black community. One main one being Gordon Parks. He was a photographer for the Times, but he also moonlighted as a CIA and FBI informant. He was the man that introduced, Shaft and introduced Superfly to the Black community. And I think this all goes back to the deconstruction of the Black man, which is the backbone of the community, and which is why we see, I really don't like calling it the community, but you know what I mean. That's why we see the urban community in the state that it's in now, because we don't have men anymore, and it's been done not only from the inside, but also from the outside, and that's why our movements and our community is so emotional, Black Lives Matter. Everything is about emotion. But when you have that run in with the cop and the thug, everything's coming from emotion. There's no logic because we've removed that from the Black man. We removed that from our community. And that is sold and pushed on us from social.
904. Is a deconstruction a choice that most people are making? Because I'm not deconstructed. I'm totally fine. So where do you get the deconstruction from? Is that a choice that people choose to be deconstructed?
No, there is outside forces that influence people's way of thinking. Not everyone has a mind of their own. And you can't deny that there is an influence.
Where's that influence?
I'd
like to meet them. Where's it at?
Social stimulus, like if you look at our so-called culture, the rap culture, we rapping about drugs, rap about trapping, getting bitches. You have knowledge that does have an effect on a younger mind.
Really? Because I grew up in the rap age. So why am I not deconstructed? Why am I not thinking like the 804s of the world? Where's that man at? I want to meet him. Where is those forces?
I wasn't deconstructed either, but that's mostly because I had the right influences in my life that kept me out of that kind of life.
But you're saying they're forces. Where are the forces?
In our community, we don't have it. You know what I mean? And we don't have emphasis on being a stand-up guy. That shit was I won't say taken away from us, but it was basically being a Shav or being the D-boy.
So when you walk out, when you walk out your house, I'm not accountable for my thoughts and actions. The world tells me how
that's not what I'm saying at all. There is I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean, I'm lost here, and ABO, can you help me out? Because I want to know what those forces are. I like to go to lunch with these motherfuckers. Where are these forces at, ABL? You know these forces
man,
are?
I don't know.
They're mostly on the boards of Jewish-owned record companies.
Man, think about the record companies. I gotta talk about that right quick. The thing about that is most of rap music is consumed by most of. Can you hear me, boss?
I'm not saying that.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Most of rap music is consumed by young white kids in the suburbs. Okay,
yes.
White kids. So why are the white kids not affected so drastically by the rap music? Now he touched on it earlier, but he didn't really want to, dig too deep. He's talking about where there's no men there. Well, why is there no men there? It's because you got men and women making a decision to have children without even really knowing each other, and then the woman is becoming married to the state instead of the actual father. Back in 1960, we had 80% two-parent households. The difference between then and now is that we've gone from 80% two-parent households to 72% single-parent households. And the difference is the welfare state that got introduced. We're volunteering to basically become married to the state rather than become married to each other. So all this about rap music, all this and that is totally irrelevant. We got to get down to the core. Like my man Steve said earlier, how you going to have solutions when you don't even want to get to the baby steps, the basic stuff first and fix that?
But you just made my point, though. I mean, that's the outside.
So it's not about rap music then, right?
Outside that affected the black community. And
okay, so is it about Jews or is it about us making a decision to get married to the state?
He's part of the problem, ABL. This is what you got. You're part of the problem, 904. You're part of the problem. You're making excuses.
I'm not part of the problem at all. I completely agree with you guys. I completely agree with you guys.
You're making
there's a huge chasm when it comes to blacks taking responsibility. Taking responsibility for our own fuck up.
Right, but
I definitely agree with you on that. Most definitely.
But then why are you making excuses for them?
I'm not one saying that it's all the rap culture. It's the white man, this white man, that. I hate that.
You said outside forces. So what are the outside forces?
I'm talking about the effect of toxic culture.
Okay, we myself and ABL should be affected.
Right.
Not to say that's the only thing that.
So what's the main reason why we're in the situation that we're in right now? Give me the main reason.
What's the main reason? What's the main reason? What's the main reason?
That is a large part. That is a large part.
What's the primary reason? The main reason.
Give us the main reason so we can keep going. What's the main reason that are holding these black men down and thinking the way you're thinking? What's the main reason?
I don't think there's one main reason. It's a whole lot of them. You know
I saw that coming. You know what? I knew he was going to do that. I knew right when you said that. I knew he was going to do that.
It's complex as it is. You know, there's over policing. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right, hey, he the same guy to tell you, watch if you don't if you don't go to bed, the boogeyman's gonna come through that closet, or the Bigfoot gonna get you. Man, y'all motherfuckers are the problem. This is the problem why black people are where they're at right now. All you hear are, oh, poor us. Why do we have to get discriminated on? Hey, hey, welcome to fucking life. That's what it is, right, ABL?
100% right.
Can we change the weather? Hey, look, I wish it was cold right now, but it's not. It's hot as fuck out here. So do I complain about it, ABL?
Nope.
Or do I find a solution? Come on, man.
Shorts on. Put some shorts, dress for the weather.
You can't do that. You can't think. That's the problem. You ain't allowed to think if you're a black man. You got to keep suffering because, you know, our ancestors and our great-great-great-grandparents were slaves. And because they got whipped and they were in chains, now in the future, all the world is just against me. I'm never going to make it. Oh, I'm this and that. Poor me. Wah. Fucking, you know what? O'Shea, you know what the problem is? See, what mom has done to these young men is she has coddled them. She has protected them and gave them a false sense of reality, like the world is perfect. It's sunshine and rainbows. Or they scare them into fear tactics. It's either going to be sunshine and rainbows or fear tactics. But they never let them motherfuckers go out and see what the world is like. And when they get out there, the world eats them up. And you see the product of life kicking their asses right there. and they are beating the shit out of black men, but they're not beating the shit out of smart black men. I don't even know what to say, Bill.
You nailed it, man. I can't add nothing else to it.
I'm blown away by what forces. I want to meet them forces.
Yeah.
What forces? Because my dad was poor in Lake Charles, Louisiana. He was so poor, ABL. He wore the same clothes just about every other day. Laughed at, ridiculed, knocked down. But you know what? In bumfuck racist ass South. But while he was working and while he was studying, everybody was outside playing and doing all that shit. Didn't want to do anything. He is my fucking hero because he showed me that it doesn't matter what you are. Life doesn't like any of us, ABL. Really. Life doesn't give a fuck about us. It doesn't care.
Right.
So why should you care? Do you? You are worried about shit. They're worried about phantoms and ghosts. How 804? Well, I don't want to die. What did he say? I don't want to drive and die. Really? Motherfucker, the cop might give you a warning. You might turn the corner and get hit by a bus. You don't know.
Exactly. You can't live life with fear all the time. You can't be a fearful person. You can't be, having a low risk in you. You gotta take risks in life. That's life. I mean, it's risk in everything you do. You can go outside, like you said, you can get hit by a bus, you can get struck by lightning, anything can happen, but you can't live your life in fear like that.
Yeah. All right. O'Shea, you got more calls. I'm sorry, O'Shea. You got it, O'Shea.
Yeah, man. I hadn't even been able to chime in today that much, man. But let's do this real quick. I gotta get some shout outs. I know this is a touchy topic, so a lot of people want to talk on this particular issue. I gotta shout out some people. Eric P, excellent discussion. The Dean is on fire. DeAndre got pulled over tonight 2 weeks ago after midnight. Tag light was out. Just gave me a warning. Thank you, officer. Have a good, safe night. Pop Culture Fate 29, $5. Jamaican Peppa 1978. What up, fam? Again, we thank you guys, man, for the financial support. Like I said, if you guys will do us a favor, even on the restream, share this video, okay? If you can share it now on YouTube, just comment that you shared it in the comment section. Also, what we always look for a Black Male Podcast, we always tell people, like the video, share the video. And also, always, if you can, for new people, super chat. Shout out to Eric P. We get the same people that donate on this show all the time. We're always looking for new brothers to come into the fold, right? New brothers come in, support what we're doing, because this is about you, okay? It's about you, your issues, and things that are pertaining to you. Steve, it's about 7:42, man, out there.
No, we good. We good. I'll let you know. We good, but we have other calls whenever you're ready. So.
Okay, yeah, because I probably can only do by me, because I'm falling asleep. Yeah, so we probably do it about 3 o'clock. And if you guys don't know that I actually have the flu right now, but I was telling Steve, like, nah, I'll take the night off. I was like, nah, we got to do the show. The brothers are counting us to do the show tonight. So I can hang tight for about another maybe 20 minutes if that. So let's bring on some other callers, and we'll okay, I'm going to
let it in order. It's going to be 415, then 330, and then 218, and we got other callers. So 415, what's your question or comment, sir?
Hey, what's up with it, man? You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can.
You hear me?
Yes.
You hear me?
Nigga, we just said yes.
You hung up on this fucking ass. All right, area code 218. Where are you calling from?
That's Angel.
Hey, it's Angel.
Oh, Angel. How you doing, Angel? What's going on, buddy?
I'm doing fine. I'd just like to give a shout out to Big Daddy. I'd like to say I'm sorry for last night. I didn't mean to release any personal information.
All right. You don't got to say no more. Cut him off, please. Cut him off. Thank you, Angel. I definitely appreciate you, but you don't got to say no more about that.
Thank you, Angel.
All right, let's call her.
Thank you, Angel. All right, area code 330. Did you have a question or comment, sir?
Oh, yeah, comment. This is a great topic, and I'm going to make my comment really quick. My dad taught me at a young age. I mean, people can look you side-eye because your skin color, but he told me, don't let that, hold you down in your life. And I learned that. And so my experience, I've been pulled over by cops, yeah, but most of my experiences have been good. I've been pulled over once, had my license up ready. We had a full conversation for 30 minutes, and I got let go. So, I know there's bad cops in the bunch, but my dad taught me at the age I am now, especially when you're going to school and stuff, trying to make something of yourself, your worst enemy, I believe you said between 18 and 40, I want to say, I could be wrong, is another black man. And that's what I was taught. And, I realize racism does exist, but it doesn't hold me back at all. I mean, it don't stop me from going to school and getting my work done and, trying to make something of myself. I mean, I just live my life every day, my car ain't going nowhere. So, so that's my stance on it.
Well,
I mean, there are bad cops, but yeah.
You're right. O'Shea, I worry more about black people than I do cops. I worry about my own than cops.
Even right here on YouTube, dog. I cannot even say to that. Just a lot of black men. You can't deal with them. You definitely can't do business with them. You can't. That's why I keep my circle small as it is now. That's true. But even with other black men being the worst, you can be the worst enemy. Worst enemy is always going to be you. You know what I mean? You're always going to be accountable for what you do. But yeah, other black men are tricky. Other black men do not want to see you be successful. Many of them are not builders. Many of them do not know what they're doing, and they think that they know what they're doing. Many black men are dangerous, man. It's the truth. But again, I made some mistakes by, dealing with certain people in my entire life. But again, you have to make the decision on what black man you are going to deal with, what information you're going to divulge to those people. So I totally agree. What's your take on that?
No, I agree. I told you, I've got only a handful of people that I trust. I say fuck everybody else, and I'll be happy to the group that I have. They could call me at 3 o'clock in the morning saying my car broke down, and I will send them money. Don't even have to ask no questions, because you know what? Because I got a small handful of people that I trust and I roll with. I'm not here to take care of the whole entire world or help the whole entire world. I'm here to give advice to those who want it, but I'm not going to force it upon anybody like people try to force Black Lives Matter or, what are the injustices of black people. I mean, if that is the most silliest fucking, when I see Shannon Sharp, it's like he's a puppet to just poke the bear in the cage, because where is the talk on education? Mm-hmm. That's even worse than cops killing. Where is the talk on black on black? They be, well, it's not just black on black. Man, the cops are the least of our problems.
Correct.
It's not about the cops. The knees should not be for the cops. The knees should be for the poor education, the poor schooling systems. It should be cleaning up these fucked up ass neighborhoods. But nobody wants to look at that shit, O'Shea. They're looking for, like ABL said, I'm gonna toss you, ABL. They go for the easiest fruit, the low one, the cops. That's the easiest thing to blame.
Absolutely. You see it all the time. Low hanging fruit is easy. Cops get picked on all the time. It's a normal thing to do. But then when you want to look at your own self in the mirror and your own friends and family, that's very hard to do. You don't want to talk about them. You want to leave them alone and pick on the cops. Even though the cops really are the last bastion of hope in the black community. Without the cops, you have total chaos.
Yes. All right, you got another call, O'Shea. 91. Wait, you got, is it 91? Do we do 916? 916. What's your name and your question?
What's up, man? My name is Byron. I got a comment. First and foremost, I love your show, man. Y'all be talking about some real things that everybody needs to hear. I just want to comment on something that was spoken upon earlier, and it was I forgot the dude's name, but he was talking about influences. There are certain influences that kind of mold the structure of people's minds, especially coming from the hood, the ghetto, and things of that places of that nature, where people feel like, hey, you feel me? This is what I have to do, and then once they do that, they get caught up. They get that strike. They get that title of felon. You feel me? It's kind of hard to go get jobs and stuff like that. So they're kind of conditioned to think a certain way. So when it was said, I can't even think.
Wait. You know what? Let me think for you, dog. Check this out. You ready? I hear what you're saying. I agree, but check this out. When you go down a pathway, think about this. You have two roads, because common sense isn't so common. Now, we know as little kids, if you steal, bad things are going to happen to you. And sometimes we hear something on TV, or sometimes we hear people say, if you really want it and it's great, You're gonna have to work hard for it. But a lot of us don't want to work hard. A lot of us don't want to stay up night. A lot of us don't want to not hang out and go to the parties. We want the fast route. And the fast route is normally the drug route or normally something illegal route. And then you know what you're doing. And that means if you do something illegal, that means if you get caught, your life is technically over as far as the business world, because you as a felon, they're not going to fuck with you. But it's a choice that you make. You either work hard and get that success the right way, or you want to do it the quick and easy way, which is going to bring you misery. And then when you go to jail, how can you blame the white man for the choices you made?
Correct.
Well, is the caller still on the line?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, Steve, let him finish, man. You just let me think for you. Let him get this stuff off, man. Let the caller talk.
Wait, let me bring back. Let me call this brother.
Yeah, but why'd you hang up on him talk? You gotta let these people talk, man. Let them say what they're gonna say.
You lost track of his thought. Hold on a second. Hold on.
Yeah, you hung up on him?
Huh? No, I didn't. Hung up on him? He hung up himself.
Could you cut him off, though?
Oh, yeah.
He said, let me think for you.
Call him my man.
You call him, dog. I'm sad, too.
Hey, why'd you hang up?
I lost connection.
Oh, well, call back, man. Call back. We'll open you up. Call back.
All right.
See?
He said, let me think for you.
But no, I don't want to. But O'Shea, it makes me mad when they want to blame the white man for the choices that they made. Just because the drugs and the guns are in your neighborhood doesn't mean you got to take them and use them. Did we see cartoons and common sense shit when we were kids to tell us if you do this shit, you're going to jail? Fuck.
Let me shout out to Flight School for $20. So 87 to all you Tupac fans. Tupac said it's the white man I should fear, but it's my own kind killing here. Yeah, definitely. Let me say this real quick. For all you people, 140 likes. Well, we know where those dislikes are coming from. Oh man, we got some people that are upset. But get the likes up regardless. We appreciate you guys. Let me do this. So again, brothers, if you did not get the ebook, How to Stop Simping in 24 Hours, what I'd like you to do is, if you don't want to drop your email, you can email me directly at planetoshay@gmail.com, even on the restream of this, the replay. Or you can go to the negromanosphere.com and then put your email in and hit confirm, and then we'll send it to you. So, Steve, let's bring on another caller if we can.
Trey, we want to talk to Trey Bailey. Trey Bailey, please call in. Please.
What did Trey Bradley say?
He is the antithesis of why y'all black people are such fucked up ass people. Please, Trey, call in. I'm begging you to call in.
Let me read this comment. And typically, I don't for those on Super Chat. To talk about black on black crime after white cops kill black people is like ISIS talking about America on American crime after a terrorist attack.
That made no sense.
No, so I'm begging this dumb motherfucker. Please,
yeah, let's call in, dude. Let's call in Trey Bradley if you can.
Please call in. This is I want him. We'll put you to the front. This is the problem. The ignorance of black people. Damn, is he calling in? He's calling my phone. No, I'm just playing. No, that's my line.
Calling on the house phone.
225, you're on.
Okay, so good. I'm gonna go get some more.
I can see y'all. The bro, I see about this thing is on the down.
What?
Hey,
Yeah.
You can't hear this guy.
I believe it runs the whole house off big quarter.
Patch this guy in.
Who we
Yo,
got?
Tevin, man, this ain't the show to like listen, bro. You know, I'll get to you later, man. Right now we have a show with serious callers, man. We ain't got time for the fuckery today. Shout out to Lizard Jeans. We need 1,000 more talks like this. Respecting Canada, shout out to you. And let's try to get some more people on to the
I did, y'all niggas hung up on me. Well, call back in, Trey. Just give us an area code, we'll bring you in.
Okay, who's the next caller?
Sorry. Next caller. Okay, y'all got that one. Okay, next caller we have up is wait, here's 916. I'm sorry, 916. You got disconnected. Go ahead and finish your thoughts, sir. Go ahead.
All right, one second.
Wait, 1 second. Okay, well,
Come on, man. You gotta be ready.
are you ready now?
Yeah, my bad. My bad. I'm back. Damn, I was trying to go in on as far as some of the some of the mentality of people. Like I come across a lot of people from different area codes, different cities, states. I'm a trucker, you feel me? So I come across a lot of people, and the biggest thing that is told to me is that because they already feel, it's not just thinking, it's not just the condition in the way of thinking, but it's the way that they feel about certain certain things as far as not movement, but progression. You feel me? They feel like they're held back because of the felon thing. And speaking on influences, you have this punk ass rap music. You got these homos that just be telling people to go do this, go do that. And they do it because they feel like it's cool. Like, it's the only way out. It's the only way I can do this because we have these people that's holding us down. And for the longest, that's the way that I used to, that's the way I thought too. Because I was part of that whole scene as well. You feel me? But like you had said, motherfuckers don't want to go educate themselves. Like I said, I'm a trucker. I've been to jail. I done did this. I done did that. I done did what I had to do to provide. But something told me, hey, just go do it. You feel me? And see what happens. Nobody wants to take that risk. Nobody wants to see what they could get out of something by jumping off of that ledge. You feel me? And that's the difference between those, quote unquote, the black men and then the niggas.
There you
go. Because I've seen both sides. I've been around money and I've been around the hood.
Yeah, I agree with you. But there's always this. Listen, we know there's bad rap music. I mean, we gotta as men, we gotta take accountability for us first. Meaning that, you know what, if Boom Boom and Ray Ray got the gold and they saggy pants or they skinny jeans on, they trying to say, well, if you want the money, cars, and bitches, you got to go rob and sniff this cocaine and sell these rocks. No, because you know what, man? Look, I watch Snowfall. I watch Power. I watch all kind of gangster ass movies because I love that shit. But I don't say, hey, ABL, hey, I just found out how we could wash some money, man. Let's go steal and get some money. I don't do that. It's entertainment. It's not real. It's a source of it's going on, but I love watching these programs. But it doesn't mean the only drug I've ever taken was aspirin. I never smoked weed. I never drunk. I don't even drink or smoke. I don't do none of that. My drug of choice is video games. I am a video gameaholic, and I will take that over anything because I'm not committing any crimes except the crime of get my ass beat, O'Shea. You already know. But outside of that, man, we got to make choices as men and know that touching the hot stove is a bad thing. Doing it twice is a choice, and they just don't choose to do
it. And I understand that, but there's so many different factors that are involved with the way that we black men from any background think. Like there's reasons as to why. There's reasons for one, foster care, the foster system. Mama didn't want you, daddy didn't want you. You placed with some people. Your upbringing with them wasn't all too good, so you're mad at the world. There's that whole, like, on a psychological level, like there's a psychological condition. If you're raised around this is all you know. This is all you know how to do. Whether it be using drugs, you feel me, toting a pistol, gang banging, doing all that, that's what you're going to do. And people don't sit and think maybe this is wrong. Because what was told to them that this is the right thing to do. You got to survive out here. You feel me?
Yeah, but when's common sense kick in? But when's common sense kick in? Because just because you're see, you understand something. I hear what you're saying, but I got to disagree with you. Just for me, and I wonder how the fellas feel. But the reason I disagree is this. Listen, the thing is that I always wanted to be successful, and I knew that by doing drugs, because I've seen it so much on stupid ass TV and all this other stuff, doing drugs is going to be bad for you. And, you know, shooting or doing something wrong as a crime and a crime can lead to you not getting a good job in life. I know those things. Those were my fears. It wasn't no white man. It was a fear of if I fuck around and I hang out with some knuckleheads or do something that I'm going to ruin my chances of being successful. That was my fear. So I stayed away from the drinking, the drugs, and the crimes and all the others. I stayed away from it. And it was, hey, listen, I did this. I realized this at like 8 or 9 years old. My mother didn't have to tell me. My father didn't have to tell me. I saw it on TV and I said to myself, well, if I do this, this is going to happen. And I don't want that to happen. So I'm not going to do this. So again, maybe I'm just an alien and y'all need to get Mulder and Scully in because I'm an X-File. But I can't use that as an excuse, dude, because we all have choices. ABL, it's you, man.
I mean, I'm with you on that. You know, see, I saw it in my own neighborhood, you know, growing up in these low income areas. I would see people on drugs and I would see the effects that they had. And I had an uncle that died of HIV when I was 6, and he was an IV drug user. And I would always hear stories about how he was into drugs and how he was in the street life. You know, they loved my uncle. You know, that's my father's oldest brother, but they told me, do not end up like him. And I had that example, also other examples all throughout my life, just observing what was going on around me. So that was enough for me to stay away from it. It wasn't like, oh, well, the environment around me is going to make me want to do it. Why would that be the case when I'm seeing the negative effects? At a certain point, a child is not, you know, a complete idiot. They understand that what they see around them is not a good thing to have.
How about this? How about this be a question? How many of those people care? How many of these, not those, how many of these people care about themselves? How many people care about their lives? You feel me? That's one of the factors, you feel me, that they're partaking this whole thing. Like, people are, fuck it. I've heard so many people say fuck it to the point where it's like, man, come on, we got to do this, bro. We got to make a change. I got a Facebook. You feel me? And I make a whole bunch of videos on some uplifting, positive, let's make a change, let's do something different. But that's just me doing it. You feel me? As far as the people that I know and who know me. But there's motherfuckers who are like, what the fuck is this nigga talking about? What the fuck is you talking? Because they don't, not that they don't know, they just don't care. You got these people doing all this shit because they don't give a fuck about themselves. And that's low, not just low self-esteem, but that's some shit that's damn near being taught. I was watching Redemption with Jamie Foxx playing as Tookie Williams, co-founder of the Crips, and something that stuck out to me is what he said. When you're walking down the street and you see somebody that is parallel, that mirrors you and the things that you do, you already have things that you don't like about yourself. You see those things in that person. You target that person because you don't like it about yourself. Therefore, you commit to that action. Right. Well, that's the type of shit that's going on. Well, yeah, but you feel me? Whether it be the females and the glitz and glamour and modeling and all that shit, that's what's going on. Hood shit, gang banging, all that. And even on down to relationships. Well, you feel me? There's people that aren't even happy with the way that their relationship is going, and because they see it on the TV or they hear it in the radio and they do all that because they feel like, oh, this is how I do it. Okay, now, number 6. Okay, we hear you, dog, but we can't. You said so much. I just want to take the first thing you said. Now, luckily for me, my dad always told me everything I did. You're a Williams. That is the way you buy your Big Mac. That's how we Williams do. You're a Williams. You win. And you know what? I was born in August. I'm a Leo, and I'm the most arrogant motherfucker. If you ain't a Leo, you ain't shit in my eyes. We are the best of the best, the greatest of the greatest. I think I'm the sun, the moon, and stars. I think highly of myself, and ain't nobody can tell me different. Whether you hate me or love me, I don't give a fuck because I'm not here to please any of you motherfuckers. I'm here to please that one person in the motherfucking mirror that I see every morning. That's my attitude. And that's the problem. A lot of these guys can't have that attitude because when you're emotional or mom raises you to say, when you scrape your knee, instead of getting your punk ass up off the bike and getting back on it, oh no, let's get the Neosporin. Let me kiss it to make it feel better and give you some milk. Mommy's got you. Mommy's gonna coddle you. That's the problem with these boys. They have not been punched in the chest. Hell yeah. They haven't. Oh, ABL and O'Shea, what do y'all got on that?
I mean, I
man,
think you
I'm with
said
you.
everything that needed to be said. It's something that we talk about a lot. But go ahead, ABL. If anything you want to say on that.
No, you good, man. I said I was with him. You know, I agree.
Let me ask this guy, man. What part of Sacramento are you from? You got 916 area code.
I was just gonna ask you for the same thing. I'm from South Sac. You feel me, around the G Parkway, Garden, Black Meadow View area.
Okay, 29th Street. Okay. Yeah. Did you go to Burbank High School?
No, I went to this. It was supposed to be a private high school, but you feel me, a lot of the people came from other areas and messed it up. And that's how I fell into certain shit, my damn self.
Okay. Well, look, fam, man, holla at me at planetoshay@gmail.com, man. I'm from Del Paso Heights, so I went to Grant High School, so, you know, it's always good. Did you get my ebook, How to Stop Simping in 24 Hours?
Huh?
Did you get my ebook, the free ebook, How to Stop Simping in 24 Hours?
No, I actually, one of my co-driver, because like I said, we drive trucks. My co-driver put me up on this show, so I haven't watched a lot of the content of it. But since you told me, I will hop on. I will see what's going on because I like what y'all doing. You feel me? Trying to get people aware, not even so much as like shoving it down motherfucker's throat, but just having people think about shit. You know?
Yeah, hey fam, email me, man, because I'm from Sacramento too. This is if you're in the chat, planetoshay@gmail.com, man. I like to talk to you because I'm from Sacramento too, fam. So, you know, hit me up, bro. You know, I like to see people from the city all the time, man. I'm living in Poland right now, but I'll be home, man. So just get with me. Email me if you're in the chat. Drop your email. You know where the chat is in here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, put your email in the chat, dog. What's your name on YouTube? What's your name?
I haven't made any YouTube videos. I made
What was your name?
well, it's my name, Byron Douglas. You're Byron Douglas. You'll see it when it pops up. It's me hella young on there. I ain't changed the picture. But
okay, yeah, just go ahead and put your email in there, dog, and I'll send you some stuff, man.
Yeah, fuck y'all two Sacramento motherfuckers. Y'all need to be from the DMV. Fuck that shit.
Man, fuck the DMV. Man, this
Fuck
Sacramento.
VA 2 up, 2 down.
Let that nigga know, dog. Byron. So, hey, Byron, man, put your email in the chat on YouTube, man, and then I'll send you my Facebook. We gotta chop it up, fam.
Yeah, chop it up about fuck.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Bumfuck ass.
Look here, we for the deepest part of hell, man. I'm trying to tell you, it's ugly out there right now.
Yeah, it is. It's so ugly. I can tell, man. That's a Sacramento dude all day. So shout out to him, man. Fam, drop your email in there real quick. Steve, let me just do this real quick. I gotta give a shout out to let me see here. Damn. Let me give a shout out to somebody real quick. Let me give a shout out to, again, Lisa Jean Williams. We need 1,000 more respect from Canada. Shout out to you. That's a black woman, I believe, right? Flight school again. Hey, man, we appreciate everybody who hit the super chat. I know I'm a little sick today, so I'm not really as, but Steve and ABL are carrying the show. Get the likes up if you are watching on the restream, and if you're in the current stream, we love you guys. Thank you for the super chat support. If you have an Android phone, yo, jump in here, man, and get in and support, man. We really appreciate you guys for what you're doing. Steve, bring on the next caller if you want.
All right, next caller up. Let's see here. Longest wait. I think we have 225. Did you have a question or comment, sir?
Nope.
Next.
Code 111. Do you have a question or comment, sir?
What's up, you bitch ass nigga?
This punk motherfucker waited 50-something minutes to do that. And that's why they the problem. That's why black people don't want to help niggas like y'all. Because y'all want to be, oh my God. We got two more in the queue.
Okay, who is it? Yeah.
We got left. 337. Did you have anything to say, sir?
Yeah, sure.
yeah. I just want to say, like, I've had some negative encounters with police officers. I've actually had police hold guns on me twice, like for seemingly no apparent reason. And
Okay, go ahead. You finish. You're listening.
yeah, and I don't know, man. I heard y'all bring up black on black crime earlier, but you know the difference is when Pookie kills Ray, Pookie will go to jail for killing Ray. Officers actually get paid for killing black people. Like
no, that's not even true. I got something right there. That's not even true. Look at the unsolved murders in Chicago. You got 70% of the murders that's unsolved in Chicago. So if Pookie could Ray and go to jail, then why you got 70% of the murders in Chicago unsolved?
Carolina.
Huh?
You see why he gets pulled over by the cops, everybody. That kind of thinking.
Exactly.
So with Pookie, so the cops kill more blacks than the blacks do, huh?
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying it's the police officer's job to be protecting people, not to be killing people. It seems like you know what, Steve? You know what, people like y'all the problem because y'all keep trying to justify why they do it, and they're gonna keep doing it as long as we got people like y'all justifying why they do it. We shouldn't be justifying why they do it. We should be calling them out for harming people.
Right, 337, right? 337. You know what?
Be calling them out.
If I thought like you, 337, I'd be getting my ass beat by cops all day.
That's right.
Be treated well by them. So, did you come from a single mom?
I had male influence.
Yeah, that's a yes. The answer is yes.
The answer is yes. So
don't be ashamed of it.
Don't be ashamed of it. All right, look. Embrace the fact that your mom let you down and taught you how to be more feminine like her. Embrace it, dog. Don't be mad at it. We're not knocking you. We can. No,
I think they taught you how to be more feminine because instead of standing up to cops that are killing black people, you want to justify it. I think that's the easy way. I think you're taking the easy way out of the game. You want to get, and you don't come from you sound like you come from a privileged background. You can't relate to somebody like me that grew up where I grew up. A guy like you can't relate to me. So I get why you see things the way you see them. Because you didn't grow up the way I grew up. You grew up privileged. Your father
too emotional.
My father wasn't that for me.
Okay, well,
you know, I come from low income. I come from that. You don't. So you have no idea, man. You grew up in a whole different world than what I grew up in.
Sir, you grew up with a single mother. That's all that matters. That's why you are what you are, because mommy injected emotions in you, and all you are is about problems and things like that. And guess what? All police officers are not bad. And when you say a police officer kills a black person, when you say a police officer kills a black person, I just wish you were just that passionate for the black on black crime. Why aren't you that passionate for them blacks killing each other? Why aren't you?
Black on black crime is fucked up, and I've had some like it's times where police could have fucked me over, but they didn't. Where I was drinking and you know police let me go. But I've also had some. But I'm willing to acknowledge I've had some negative experiences with police out here as well. And I'm just saying police brutality is a real issue, fella.
I got a question for the caller. Here's a question. Now, every year you have about 7,000 black on black murders, right? 7,000. Caller, can you hear me? Caller, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Okay. Now, every year you have about 7,000 black on black murders. Now, as far as unjust police killings on black men, maybe you got 2 or 3 in a year, maybe. And that's probably being a little bit too generous. Maybe 2 or 3 a year. So which one is a bigger problem? The 7,000 black men that get shot and killed every year by other black men, or the 2 or 3 black men that get killed by police unjustly?
Well, first of all, I want to say, man, I know for a fact it's got to be more than 2 or 3.
How many is it then?
Black on black crime is definitely.
Hold on. How many is it then? If it's more than 2 or 3, then how many is it?
What?
If it's more than 2 or 3, then how many is it?
No, I don't.
So if you don't know that, how can you say it is?
But I don't have statistics right here in front of me.
Okay, so if you don't know, then how can you say that it is?
Well, can I ask a question, sir? Since your focus is on the two or three few of them, and that's the important thing. That's the problem right there, because that's not where the problem is at. The problem is these black motherfuckers killing other black people. The cops are not. Listen, are you a 100 Club member? I know you can't. You say you came from a bad neighborhood. Blah 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 blah. But I'm asking you, are you a 100 Club member? Are you donating to police officers and firefighters?
But you're proving my point when you say stuff like that, because we shouldn't have to do that to not get beat down by the police. We shouldn't have to donate. You know what I'm saying? And what I want to say, if police are scared of black people, then they just shouldn't be cops. Like I heard y'all say earlier, a lot of these guys are scared of black people, and black people are naturally intimidated. Well, if you're naturally intimidated, then choose another profession. But sir, if you're a police officer that's scared of black folks.
Sir, I'm just giving you a salute. I'm not about the what could. I'm about what is. So my question to you is, have you thought about or have donated to the firefighters and police officers who have been killed in the line of duty? Have you done that?
No, sir. No, sir.
Can you tell me why?
Because well, first of all, I didn't know about any program like that. Like, this is my first time hearing about it. And also, I just feel like we shouldn't have to. Like, it's like I don't know, it's like you're saying that we have to donate money to be treated like everybody else. That's not.
Okay, let me tell you about the world that you don't know about. Let me tell you about how the 1%ers live. There are things that are going on that y'all don't even know about. There are deals, money being moved. There are things that are happening all around us that you have no privy to or no idea what's going on. What I'm saying to you is this, is that it doesn't matter what we think. That is just life. That's what it is. We have to, if we cannot accept that, if we cannot accept what's going on right now, and you think you can change life, then you need to let me know what drug you're smoking, because I want to smoke that too, because that's not going to happen regardless of how cops feel about us. I know you say we shouldn't have to do these things, but all I'm offering you, sir, is a solution so you don't get pulled over again, so you don't get yanked out of your car, so you don't get a gun pointed at you, and you don't have to fear your life. But yet I'm giving you a simple solution, but you're still fighting me on the solution. Simple. That's I get
what you're saying.
So I'm not trying to be mean or rude. I'm just saying I want you to live. So then what will happen is it's going to blow your mind that day you do that and you get pulled over. You'll be like, oh, shit, here we go again. And then a cop walks up to you and is nice to you and speaks to you like a regular person. And then you'll be like, fuck. Well, I'm good now. I don't have to fear anything. I'm good. If you want that, then do the solution. I didn't make the rules. I just know how to play the game. The rules are the rules. There's
you still on that with Steve, man?
Huh?
Yeah, I'm talking to you right now.
There is nothing that we can do. Nothing O'Shea, ABL, or
we ain't get back in the queue or what?
I'm on live.
Oh my God, they talking amongst themselves. All right, we'll throw you. So, all right, well, all that noise, man.
You gotta go.
All right, we gotta go 337. All right, O'Shea, we got two more left. I know you gotta go, but we got two more.
Okay, yeah, bring the other two along. It's fine.
But this is the problem, O'Shea. All right, we got an 832 and a 678. Which one you want, sir?
Whatever you want to do.
All right, let's go 678, then we'll go 832. 678, did you have a question or comment?
No, I spoke earlier. I'm just listening this go around.
Okay, we'll throw you back.
What up, Lindsay? Okay.
Hey.
So can I ask Lindsay a question real quick?
I'm
Lindsay,
trying to work with that talk.
Did you hear
I'm trying to work, y'all. I'm just listening.
All right, did you hear the last caller, Lindsay, that was, as soon as you mentioned black on black crime, man, why do they deflect on the truth that is much worse than these cops killing? Why do they deflect?
I think I'm not going to say that it was a deflection on his part. I definitely felt the emotion in it. I would say, I mean, yes, it's a lot of black on black crime, but the topic is about the police brutality. Neither one is right, but the topic is about the police brutality. The police are not, and it is higher numbers than 2 or 3 a year, but the police are not here to kill us. And then you know, the media is showing, it's always just capitalizing or showing when black people get killed. I'm sure, like you said, there's a lot of white people getting killed by police officers as well, but it's always capitalizing it. So it makes it worse for us when we do encounter a police officer. So it makes that fear, you know, especially for our black men, to feel targeted because of their skin color or not, you know, or their status, the way they look, the way they dress.
Right. But Lindsay, you're right. But you do understand perception is reality in this world, right? You do understand that, right? And,
Agreed.
And you do understand that if you're a police officer, you walking up on that car might be your last time. You might not even get to home to your family by walking up on someone and say, "Oh, okay, I see those guys in a car with no tags. They got gold in their mouth, and it looked like they getting their guns ready. But I'm just gonna walk over to them, keep my gun, and talk to them."
No, I definitely get both perspectives. Being the police officer is very dangerous, and I know a few. I have respect for officers. However, I mean, I've seen incidents personally where you weren't doing anything, nor did you look like a nigga.
Can't do nothing.
We weren't doing anything, weren't looking like a nigga, and still were profiled. I've seen that. So, and like I said, with the media always focusing on that type of stuff, they're putting out what they want us to put out. They're making, it's like they're trying to make us hate God. It's all it's a cycle. It's all creating havoc with just the mass media. You get where I'm going with that.
So Lindsay, I gave you a solution. So now you can tell every black person that wants to say that how they cannot be judged and profiled. Now you have the solution. All you got to do is join the club. Now you have the solution. So if you pass that word out, you know what's going to happen, Lindsay? I'm not going to join that silly ass shit. Fuck them cops. Them cops should be dead anyway. Fuck them. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm not going to join that silly ass shit. Fuck that. Why do I got to join that shit? Why do? Because the white man ain't joining that shit. Why do I got to join that shit? So like I say, Lindsay, you just go ahead and try and give them a solution, because this show is nothing but solutions, and watch what happens. They don't want, the black people don't want solutions, because a solution means I can't bitch about the problem anymore. And if I can't bitch about the problem, that means I don't have a voice. And if I don't have a voice, that means I'm nobody. And if I'm nobody, that means the world is against me. And blah, blah, blah. You see how it just goes on? They need.
I get what you're saying, but what if that solution doesn't work for everyone? What if they don't like that solution?
Well, that's life.
That's not a solution in their eyes.
They're not supposed to. Okay, if they're thinking the world is flat, and you walk up to them and say, "Hey, the world is round," they're not going to see it because they're not supposed to see it. So it's your job to guide them over that edge and let them realize the world isn't as flat as they did. Listen, a solution to prevent them from getting beat and shot, they don't want to take it, then they need to get beat and shot. Then I'm good. I don't have no problem with that shit.
Well, for the record, I do agree. Be respectful to the officer. Like learn the game. I definitely agree. I do it. I work in corporate, and you got to conform to make sure you get where you're trying to get, because you in the white folks' world. It is what it is. So I definitely agree. Just be respectful. Like respect. It's about. I had this training at my job, and you may not like your manager, but you have to respect the title, and that's where the issue is. We don't respect the police. All we see is a pig.
Right.
So
who teaches these young boys?
We're attracting you, like the other guy said.
Right, but who teaches these young boys to fight authority and don't follow authority? Who teaches them? Who teaches them? Wait, say.
I'm not gonna necessarily say
come on,
mothers do,
but come on,
it could be lack of parenting. Lack of parenting is what I can say. I have a son. I would never teach my son that, but I would say lack of parenting, and like the other guy had touched on it, social media raising these kids. It's kids having kids. Children out here. So what they know about raising kids? What they know about raising a man? Social media raising these kids.
I think Steve had to step away for a moment. But yeah, I'm with you. Oh, so you got anything to add? I know you about.
No, I don't have too much to add. This is one of those shows where you're gonna get a lot of commentary. So I'm trying to cut mine down a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I think OJ floating right now.
OJ
You good, boss?
No. I'm here, man. We can take another caller. Let me just do this real quick because I know we got Officer Faulkner was in here real quick, and I want to give a specific shout out to him. You know, I did a personal show with him, and he did call in yesterday. And be fair, I did say if he wants to come on, you know, just briefly I could stay on about another 10, 15 minutes. Because I wanted to get through the callers first. But if he did want to speak on his experience, because he is a police officer, he's shout out to Robert Dolan, $2. So he's still here because I wanted to we have how many callers are Steve at 14?
We know one more. The line's already done. They're 2 hours.
Okay, our lines are done. Okay, then what we'll do is tomorrow we'll bring in Officer Faulkner again, and I'll do a particular one-on-one with him if he's okay with that. We have so many people. But again, I want to shout out to Officer Faulkner, man, and the great work he's doing in Baltimore. Every time, we see him, brothers acknowledge the brother when he comes to the chat, because he's a hard job, okay? We want to be able to let our own Black police officers that do want to work in our cities and do want to work in our situation to be a part of, to want to help our communities to get better, because it's better to want to have, your own policing and your own neighborhoods. But go ahead and bring the last caller on.
All right, last caller. Let's see here. Eric 832. Did you have something to say, sir?
I didn't know I was still on. Well, I do have a question. I guess maybe ABL can answer it. Do you think that with all this advertisement of Black people being shot by the police officer, I've heard other pro-Blacks saying that this is trying to incite a race war. Do you believe that that's the case, or is it just, like you said, just trying to get ratings?
I think it's about money. They're just trying to get ratings. I think if a race war comes about as a result, they don't really care. They're just trying to get money because, like I said, television is a dying format. You got YouTube, Netflix, Roku, Hulu, all these different things that compete with television. You got cord cutters everywhere. Everybody's online now and looking at stuff on their smartphone. So television is becoming a dying format, especially like antenna TV. So they're trying everything and anything to get viewers to come to their channel. Man, this has been proven. It's not even really just me making a assumption. They got some of the Project Veritas videos on YouTube where they gone into CNN, New York Times, etc. And they say, yeah, we're trying to get ratings. So we're going to cover stuff like Trump. We're going to cover the police brutality, all that kind of stuff to get money. That's all it's about. These people that own these TV stations, they're not worried about no nefarious plot to start a race war. They're worried about money. They worry about that bottom line, the quarterly earnings. That's all they're worried about. That's it.
Yeah, ABL, you know who's starting a race war? Sometimes the greatest enemy is right in front of your face and you don't even know it. You got to understand, Black people are starting the race war with you by inciting you to think that you have no options against this so-called white man. And what a lot of you guys don't understand is that marching and stopping traffic and protesting isn't the way. If you listen, guys, you want to watch this? Hey, let me give you one more solution, everybody. And then you 832. If you want to do damage to the white man, you want to upset the white man, you want to really do something to him, watch Shark Tank every Friday.
Yes.
Get stocks, bonds, mutual funds, nest eggs. You do that, then the white man is going to be mad and upset and angry. You start a business, oh no, you can't be doing that. You're supposed to be on the street. What do you mean? What do you mean you can read and write? You're supposed to be out there marching. That's what, guys, simple solutions. Watch Shark Tank. White men don't want you watching that because then that means you have to think and then you grow. And then you might learn how to start trading stocks. Oh boy, that's their game. Wall Street. That's where you hurt them. You don't hurt them on the ground marching. They don't care. Get in their game. But ABL, I guess I'm wrong here, huh?
I guess so. I guess according to people that, some people in the chat, I guess you're 100% wrong. I mean, it make perfect sense to me, but who am I to judge what's right and what's wrong?
Because we're coons, dog. Coons, we don't think right. We
don't think right. We just retarded. That's all.
We retarded Uncle Toms that just don't.
Let me take out this particular. Oh, this guy can talk. Go ahead.
Right. I agree with y'all because I even stopped looking at the news about the police shootings, to be honest, because I'm like, okay, if you're not putting any money into trying to get your money up, and I mean, you're not doing anything. So, but I'm glad that somebody else has said it because nobody else says that. It's always protest, speak out, but nobody says, "Hey, let's get money get our money together and actually do something effect."
832. I got one
that
more.
way.
I got one more for you, real quick. When the new Jordans come out, instead of taking that $450 and buying a $5 pair of shoes, why don't you get stock in Nike? Because the stock is going right. And when they get in line and wrap around the building, and some of them Pookie and Ray Rays are waiting to rob them when they get their shoes. You don't have to worry about that. You stay in your home or your apartment. You look up or get a broker or somebody and have them put your $450, get a few shares. You start off small, but when the LeBrons come out and the Nikes and the Jordans, you don't need to be in a line with the sheep. Get in, buy stock. Take that stock, start flipping it. Penny stock. There's so many routes. Matter of fact, real quick, let me give y'all one more tip. I shouldn't be telling y'all this, but if you watch Shark Tank, they tell you a secret that y'all are not supposed to know. What they do is they show success stories on Shark Tank, and that means if a shark is going to invest in that company, once that company starts releasing its stock, you can buy low, because if you have a shark behind it, they're going to make sure that company rises. They're not going to sit and let that company fall. What I'm saying is there are several businesses that have made it on Shark Tank that have released stock because they're in the millions now. They're making a lot of money now. What I'm saying to you guys is that if you just watch this show and watch the success stories, I need to look them up on the internet and see if they releasing any stock. I buy low right now, because if a shark is behind it, it is going to be successful. Now, I know I ain't supposed to be talking monkey and Uncle Tom and Coon to these people. Sorry, but I'm just trying to give these guys solutions so they cannot be victims. O'Shea, it's yours, sir.
Okay, let me do this because I gotta give a shout out. I saw Mad Bus Driver X in here. It's very interesting because shout out to him. Me and him had a pretty good disagreement, which I did start that one. There's most disagreements with people on YouTube I don't start. That one I started, but I got to shout out to him because if it wasn't for his channel, I would have never came to YouTube. So it was me talking shit to Mad Bus Driver X that the calling is off right now, right, Steve?
Yes.
Yeah. So MBD, man, email me. We can do a one-on-one or something like that. That'll be interesting on my channel if you want to do that. And so shout out to Mad Bus Driver X. That's probably been my longest standing beef on YouTube, man. But he's a good dude. Save Yourself, Black Man. I really got a lot of respect, even though I had my differences with certain people in their camp. But SaveYourselfBlackMan.com is the website. You guys got to support Black Male Media. They put their own money up in building it, and it's a forum that Black men can go over. These guys are just not YouTubers. There's a lot of YouTubers out there that just have YouTube channels, and that's it. And you think that you have something going for you. When the person puts out their website that's trying to build a community, you got to have some respect for that. So shout out to SYBSM. They have not only just them, you may be on those. You have certain writers. The SlayingEvil.com is a Save Yourself Black Man type of blog. Tunde Umana, he's written 10 articles for me on the Negro Manosphere. So they got those guys are powerhouses in the Manosphere, and I kind of really consider people who have their own kind of community, stuff like that, outside of YouTube, kind of really big players in this niche. So shout out to him. Let me go to some people who have donated on Super Chat. And Yeah, you guys know I've been a little bit under weather, but this is a great show, man. It's been a great show. It's been a great show. Steve and ABL, they've done an excellent job, man. Excellent job tonight. Let me do this. $10 with ABL's channel, Flight School 87. Go to YouTube, Anthony Brian Logan, and my moderators will put there ALOG as an ALOGE.
Yep, I'll put it right there in the chat for him.
Yeah, so go subscribe to ABL, you guys. You know, it's a good channel. Kevin King, keep up the good work, guys. Thank you so much. Robert Nolan, $2. Flight School 87. Steve Jobber, Too Much Game from the Clouds, $20. Logic Wins. That ebook is fire, O'Shea. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. $3. Now listen, guys, if you're watching the stream and you want the ebook, I need you to drop your email right now. I'll send the free ebook out to you. Another thing is this. The Negro Manosphere comic will be done in about 2 weeks. I was going to make it a web series, but I'm going to push the web series off until starting about April, okay? I want you guys to actually be able to read the comic first and be able to read strip up so you can be looking for that. And then the next thing is the interracial dating book written by
Sharp.
Yeah, Sharp. Don Sharp. I was reading MBD's comments. So MBD, email me about that. So Sharp's book is already done. Okay, we just assigned a contract to get it designed, and so we just got a new logo. Shout out to KM King. Now I'm about to go ahead and send you this email, King. Check your email. You will see a Negro Manosphere link. Confirm to your subscription to the site. Okay, I'm going to send that to you right now, and then you'll be joined in on the site. And then also, brothers, if you want to still donate during the show, the other brother POs week, the last 3 to 4 nights have not been on their own Patreon. Patreon.com/Negro Manosphere. It's $5 a month. Go sign up over there and see content. And sometimes Steve, Steve can get action packed, man. So we can't have a lot of Steve's great rants on YouTube. So we got to put it on Patreon.com, okay? And your $5 pledge a month, it helps pay for the writers, the comic book series that we have coming out, which the first one's going to be free. And if you don't believe me about the comic book series, I just put the Pookie Dean sketch up today on Patreon. That's actually Steve Dean's alter ego. So go to Patreon.com right now. You can see the sketch scene of Pookie Dean that's going to come out with a free comic. And yeah, we just love you, brothers, man. Keep supporting us and everything like that. Anything else you want to say, Steve? Or
I just want to say I've been posting right now, guys. If you want to support, it's a black show. We want to support black men. You support the wealthy investor. He's a black man that teaches you about trading and stocks. So go ahead and support him. I posted it on there. If you're serious about learning this and you're tired of feeling like you're alone in this, you want to hurt the white man, learn from this man. You want to hurt him, that's how you hurt him. If you want to be safe from the police, join the 100 Club. You don't have to. ABL and myself are not pointing a gun to you and forcing you to. But if you want to be solution-based, you'll do it. If not, if he beat your ass, just make sure you buy him some coffee and donuts afterwards, and you be good. That's all I want to say.
Oh, my God. Okay. And then, I don't know. Anything else you want to say, ABL?
Yeah, I just want to say subscribe to my channel, my main channel, youtube.com/ALOG. Also subscribe to ABL Gaming. I'm starting that up. I got a lot of gamers in the chat. Right now, I've been doing a live stream of a game called Evil Within 2. It's similar to Resident Evil, and I do live streams on that. I try to do it as much as I can. I used to do them at night for about a couple of hours each. So I definitely appreciate it if you subscribe to both of those. Also, follow me on social media. You can go to twitter.com/Anthony B. Logan. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN. Find me on Facebook. Just search for Anthony Brian Logan on Google. Everything comes up. So that's pretty much all I got for you, man. Appreciate you for having me.
Yeah. Tomorrow, I think we'll talk about this race war between blacks and whites. Is it ever going to happen? I think that's going to be a controversial topic. So we'll let that rock, Steve. I don't know what you're doing tomorrow, but we'll talk about, will there ever be a black versus white race war? Okay, I think that's going to be, pretty interesting to hear. All right, for you guys. What do you think about that, Steve?
We're at war right now. Shit, they don't even realize it, and we're losing. So hey, listen, I'm not on team white. I'm not on team black. I'm on team Steve. Fuck, I don't care about both sides.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna get some callers, man. That's gonna be want to talk to you tomorrow about that. Well, anyways, listen. I just want to tell everybody I was, kind of, very under the weather tonight, and I wasn't probably gonna do the show, but Steve said, maybe you shouldn't do the show. But again, you guys are looking forward to this show every day, and we try to put this out there for you brothers. To be consistent, we're trying to. Me and Steve has really helped me a lot, man. Trying to build. I'm already a somewhat popular YouTuber in this black sector. People know who I am, but building a podcast is just difficult. Building a blog is very difficult. And building something that people don't know you for typically is difficult. And sometimes it's going to take you doing some things on certain days that you don't feel like doing for it to be great. You know what I mean? And so, rain or snow or shine, if I have, the breath of my body to do it, I'm going to be here, and Steve will try to be here also. So we thank you guys for your support. Let's all go subscribe to Steve, man. Steve, the man in the mindset, he was really the engine behind the show. He makes it go. People hate him and love to call into him. Let's go into the chat, you guys, and subscribe to Steve the Dean, man. He's really a good guy, a great guy, a guy that we really love over here. He's made his presence known definitely in this part of YouTube. So go into the chat. You got to hit the subscription button, bell. Oh shit, Mr. Smith, another great show, $20. Damn. Hey Steve, why is it always at the end of the show? Here come all the money and shit.
Well, that's the. Hey, you know what? That is the appreciation of people that realize that, even though they don't like how we say things, that it is resonating and it's going to make them better men and women, better fathers and mothers, better husbands and wives. They're getting information that mom and dad has never given them before, and it's helping them in their lives. And I think they're replying back by donating and loving the cause. I mean, you are a hard worker. You bust your ass. Like, hey, guys, I told him, hey, this is why I respect him. I told him to take the day off, but he was like, fuck you. No, well, let's go. And he was like, he's down. He was sick. Hey, look, I was all cakey and shit. Like, well, oh, she wants you rest, man. Like a little bitch. He's like, man, fuck you. Let's go. So
yeah. We gotta keep going, man. And you guys know what's been going on YouTube and shit the last month. Hey, let me tell you guys this, man. I gotta keep on the prize. You know what I'm saying? I say what I gotta say, and I'm about going forward. You know what I mean? I'm about progressing. I'm a progressive person. So if it ain't about progression, I'll deal with it for a little bit. But I'm not gonna waste my time making a whole entire 2-3 hour show about somebody and shit like that. I'm not gonna do that. So I'm about being progressive, and I know that the brothers want to hear stuff. And let me say this as YouTube content creators. This is the problem with a lot of you guys. I want you guys to take a pen and write this paper down. A lot of the guys on YouTube in this sector, you guys want to talk about what you want to talk about because you want to talk about it. But what you don't understand is what you want to talk about don't get you no new subscribers, and it's not something that makes people engaged with certain things. When you have a niche market like this, you got to talk about things like this that are important to the particular niche you're trying to serve. Certain people don't do that in all parts of YouTube. I think that's a lot of problems that people don't know how to really build on the base and build on a base that you can actually help and want to enjoy help, because you want to talk about what you want to talk about. But again, that's not beneficial to the audience you're supposed to serve. And I really believe that the audience comes first. The audience comes first. And so that's where we're at. But anyway, shout out to the Mod Squad. Love you guys, Jada Real with Shelly. T-Pain, I see you in here because ABL was over here. Of course, wherever you see ABL, you will see T-Pain.
Shout out T-Pain.
Yeah, MBD, you can email me right now, man. It's 343 in Europe. Love you guys. We about this bitch. Peace.
Peace.
God damn, I'm tired.